Hello, and welcome back to the Council of Goatmen. This is a game I'm very, very excited for.
I'm
This
not.
is okay. Well, Wallatasamdu is not, but I am extremely excited. This is one of my favorite games, Crimson Gray. So let us play, and let's make sure we're still recording. We're still recording. Let's start. John had always thought of himself as a stable person.
What a weirdo.
Stability worked out well when he was just trying not to let little things get him down. It wasn't so great when everything was crumbling around him. When the entire world started seeming gray and flat, then he began wondering if all that stability would kill him, and if he would care when it did. There weren't any highs or lows anymore. Whatever happened to him, John didn't feel happy or sad. He just... here, you be classmate number one.
Do you know what gender they are? I need to know what voice I need.
There's a boy, I think.
Okay, I don't know.
Just talk normally.
Hey, what are you doing? Spacing out, man.
I was like, or you could just give him a really fucking stupid voice.
Hey, what are you doing? Spacing out,
yeah,
man.
Do a fun voice. You're a real head case these days, John.
You gonna throw away on us?
Sorry, just distracted. A moment later, he started drifting away again. Even his friends' voices were nothing but buzzing in his ears, meaningless sounds echoing in his hollow shell. They weren't really his friends. They were friends with the happy-go-lucky person he'd been at the beginning of high school. These days, they joked about him being no fun, but he was more than a joke. They got tired of him. Find someone else, and then he'd be alone.
Understand me. My deep dark past is my valued possession.
My dark black past and my most valued possession. He wasn't sure whether or not that would be worse.
Whoa, is that creepy chick staring at us?
What was the voice there? I think she is. Who is that anyway?
Lizzie does, I think, and right? John doesn't. That doesn't. John, doesn't she have mad with you or something? My brain broke, and I was like, that's not English.
It took a second to even register the question. John a second to even register the question. They were staring at some girl who was staring back at them. Damn! Yo, damn, she a girl. not she thick, not she fine, just, yo, she...
I don't think our friends like you should be talking like that.
She is of the female orientation. She looked at the same as all the other girls in their school. Shyer, maybe. She could probably hear them talking about her. She wanted to say something, but kept silent.
To say something?
He wanted to say something, but kept silent. It took John a second to even register. Oh, wait, what?
You went back, I think.
No, I hit enter. It took...
I guess they were
staring at some girl. Yeah, I hit enter. I don't know why it went back.
Huh.
Anyway... Damn, she is really staring. What if you just actually talk like that?
Is she staring at us or John?
She's staring at John because John. I was gonna say John's fine, but we don't even know what John looks like, and he's basic protagonist as usual.
I'm drunk.
I'm pretty sure he just looks the exact same as MC from DDLC if I'm remembering correctly.
That doesn't mean anything because MC doesn't look like anything.
He's got brown hair. That's pretty much it. He's just a white guy with brown hair. The point of
visual novels is that the character is supposed to be you.
Well, but you see them in like the CGs when they're like hugging the girls and stuff, or if there's a sex scene. There's also that. There's not. I don't think there's any in this. There might be. I honestly is there? I don't remember. There might be sex scenes in this. I honestly don't remember. It's been a while.
Well, this video might not ever come out.
I would censor it. I'm not just gonna be like, "Hey kids, here's Lizzie Doss fucking nude." Hey kids. Anyway,
whatever.
Hey YouTube, here's some porn.
Listen.
That won't get the.
You said if I did this, you said I play this game, you would play the game I want. So let's just get through this. I don't want to talk about this.
That wouldn't get fucking YouTube to be like, whoa. Okay, anyway. It's you. Or, unless you already said that.
So I'll say it again.
Whatever. I think it's him. You think she's a stalker? Well, her text isn't read, so I'd assume yes. Oh, you're voicing Lizzie. All right.
Yeah, those are some crazy eyes. You better watch out, John. I think I changed his voice. I forgot what his voice was.
I don't fucking give a shit. They appear in the game for like this part, and that's it.
Oh, cool. Because I don't want to fucking talk.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk.
That's why. That's why I said just give them a really fucking stupid voice because they're assholes, and also they're not gonna be in the game for long. So just give them the dumbest shit. You're a real sad sack these days, but you could do better than her. Shut up. Shut up. Stupid. Dude. The words were past his lips before he could stop them. Why do you have to open his mouth now of all times? But he couldn't let them keep talking about her like that. People called him creepy or crazy all the time, and he hated it. But after those 2 words, he just stood there like an idiot. Even when something mattered to him, he couldn't pull himself together.
What's wrong with you, man?
Don't say things like that about people you don't know. She's just hanging out up here like we are. No, she's giving us some serious crazy eyes. Just leave her alone, okay? She hasn't done anything to you.
She's okay, man.
You're such an asshole. Why are you not letting us bully people? Fuck you. You think she's gonna fall in love with you as her handsome protector or something?
That'd be just like John.
I fucking hate the classmates. They're so fucking stupid.
You should kill yourself now. Give that oxygen to somebody else.
You want to talk to the crazy girl? Be our guest. We're heading back to class. I'm gonna do algebra. Fuck you. Fuck you, John. You're a piece of shit.
Do it up, man.
Ellipses. Sexy ASMR ellipses. The way her eyes moved, John thought that she was so focused on him so intensely that she might not have even heard what the others said. Did it even bother her? He wished. I love just her blank stare. Like she's you fucking. Did it? Did it even bother her? He wished he could be like that. Instead of the smallest of things sending him crashing into a state of
Dude, that's so me. I actually relate to John.
Yo, John is so me. But maybe she was like him, just capable of hiding it. John cleared his throat and walked up to check on her.
Ellipses.
Hey, sorry about them. They can be assholes sometimes. You know, if there's sex scenes in this, you voicing Lizzie's gonna be very awkward for me.
I just won't for those times.
Okay, I'll voice Lizzie when it gets like sexy. Well, I guess I don't have a lot to say. Sorry if we bothered you.
Ellipses.
So I hope you enjoyed your dialogue for Lizzie.
Dude, it was
so
good. I really got a lot of practice on my voice acting.
I mean, just from the start of the game, you really get this sense of who Lizzie is as a person. Like, there's so much emotion in those ellipses.
Like, I know, right? Like, ellipses is all I'm feeling all the time.
What's your mood today? ...
Ellipses.
John slunk away and cursed his own idiocy. She had been fine without him. He'd just make everything worse. There had been something.
This is like the bad kind of emo. Like, they're just like, ugh, you know, that kind of emo.
There had been something hard in her eyes. There's something hard in my pants.
You sound like fucking classmate too. You fucking classmate too.
You're a fucking classmate too. You're not even classmate 1. A strength he didn't have. He had probably been projecting all his weakness onto her in the first place. She wasn't like him, wasn't broken. She could shrug off things like his friends had said and get on with her life. She definitely won't stab them. At least that meant she could shrug off his annoyance too. She'd probably just forget all about him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the title screen character is gonna forget all about him.
Thank you.
Yo, oh, she spoke. Oh, I'm gonna come.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. I'm gonna randomly change up her voice on me because I want to do her British or something.
Make sure okay, you can do it British, but you have to at least give her like that, like that little bit of crazy in her voice. Because she, I mean, look at that smile.
You're so kind. Such an. Oh, yeah, that's not British.
Such a kind person.
I don't think I can do it British if I want trying to do it
Yeah,
crazy. So
yeah, just do regular.
You're so kind. Such a kind person. The kindest person.
The only person. Actually, let's make it more creepy. Let's both voice her at the same time and do like a creepy effect.
I found you. I finally found you. I found you. I found you. Found you. Found you. You. Whoa, great game. That was so cool. Let's go play my game.
Just hold on. We're going to play Subway Adventure next time, okay? So get ready for Subway Adventure.
It's really cool, I promise you.
Okay.
I promise you.
Anyway, well, viewers, you got a sneak peek of what game we're playing, I guess. Anyway, the teacher's voice was incomprehensible, but John knew he must be picking it up on some level. He wasn't sure how, but even though he stumbled through every day, he was doing okay in school. He could seem normal whenever he wanted to. It just didn't feel worth it. That was almost the worst part. He seemed normal even though nothing was normal anymore. It wouldn't be normal again. But what did Miss Smythe say?
I feel like that's just supposed to be Smith, but like it's the most fucked up spelling of
like,
Smith
why
ever.
You gotta Smythe. High functioning depression. Such an awful empty phrase.
What?
Okay.
Where the fuck did that come from?
I don't know. At least class is over now. He could go home, sleepwalk through his assignment, and then fall unconscious. At least for a few hours, he could. Then he became aware of her. She was watching him.
Always watching. Ellipsis.
Maybe she wanted to thank him. No. He was being stupid. I'm so stupid.
Okay.
He done nothing worth it. He fucking bangs his head on the wall. I'm so stupid. And she's just like watching him like, what the fuck is he doing?
She's just like, okay, never mind.
Alright, I don't have a crush on you anymore. Nah, she would have a crush on him if he fucking cut his dick off. No, he's being stupid. He'd done nothing worth thanking. More likely, she wanted something from him, or most likely, well, she didn't care about him, and he was imagining the whole thing.
Then I have directions to Walmart.
And I have directions to Walmart, man. Oh, who is this guy? She was still staring, though. Oh, also, just so everyone knows what we're referencing, look up Your Brain on Anime by Zane Little Music. Very good animator.
Am I about to get another ellipses?
Probably. She was still staring, though.
Yo, baby! That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm talking about. Ellipses.
Oh, if I hit, like, right arrow and then hit enter, it, like, does that for some reason. Anyway. All right. We have a choice now. We actually get to do something. The only gameplay in the visual novel is clicking buttons. So get ready to click some buttons. Make some decisions, y'all. All right. Ignore her. Lose her in the hallways. Glare at her. Smile at her. Go talk to her.
I don't know. She can't. What? She a bad bitch, but what if she don't fuck with Urban Spook?
She a bad bitch. Let's go talk to her. Can I help you?
Oh, sorry. Ellipses.
Thank you. See, that's very important. I can't just skip over the ellipses.
I know, right? I'm so sorry.
If this is about before, I'm sorry. I just wanted to help.
Ellipses.
Dude, every time she ellipses, I calm in my pants. She looked really uncomfortable. Of course, she probably hated him as much as everyone else. Drowning in shame, John decided to cut his losses. Well, sorry to bother you. I'll be going.
Ellipses.
Oh my god, dude! Every time. He needed to get to his appointment anyway. He didn't want Miss Smythe getting mad at him again.
I think I'm already in love with her. I love I love the
her
way
voice. Her voice is so enrapturing.
I love the way you say ellipses.
Her dialogue is riveting. Filled with
pure emotion. Some of the best writing I've ever seen.
Miss Smythe was one of the only people John could focus on. He wasn't sure how good she actually did to him, aside from prescribing medicine, but at least she tried to help. Wait, is Miss...
Damn, Miss Smythe, you're like the only person I can focus on right now.
Is Miss Smythe his therapist? No, I'm trying to... Because I thought it was a teacher.
Maybe that's why I said high-functioning depression. Like, what did Miss Smythe say?
I assumed it was the teacher.
Yeah, same, because he was like, he's spaced out and didn't hear what he said, so that was really confusing.
Yeah, okay, now I remember. Alright, let's date her instead.
Damn. Damn, baby, are you
damn,
because I'm stalking you.
Damn, Miss Smith, you have more baggage than Lizzie. It's not emotional, but John, you're not
because so...
John, you're not looking so bad today. Did something good happen? Ellipses.
No, only Lizzie can say ellipses.
Sorry. I don't want the girls in the comments getting too turned on when I say ellipses. A boy your age ought to be more interested in girls. Are you dating someone? Just fucking roasting us, Miss Smythe. Miss Smith just fucking... Oh, maybe it's Miss Smythe. I wonder if it's Smythe. It's probably Smythe.
Fucking no. And he's like, hey, you should be more interested in girls. Are you dating anyone? You got any fucking bitches? She
lifts up her, are you dating anyone? Lifts up her boobs with her hands. Are you dating anyone? Dong, 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 honka, honka. Are you dating anyone? Squeeze, squeeze, honka, honka. You
got any fucking bitches, you fucking
bounce,
loser?
No, I can't focus on people. Maybe I could prescribe something for that.
Viagra.
Get you some boners so the girls can notice your small ass hog. Why don't you stop?
Doo-doo fart spray.
Why don't you stop coming and seeing me in therapy and start coming in some bitches?
I don't want to hear your fucking shit. Get a girlfriend.
Why don't you stop asking me to ask you how that makes you feel and start feeling up some bitches? Maybe I can prescribe something for that. We don't have any on hand right now, but I could get it quickly. That's an advantage in having Koi Tech in town. Koi Tech? Are you an aquarium? I don't want to take this medicine anymore. I don't think it's working. The Paxatine? But that's the first one he really responded to. I feel worse. Everything is so gray. Voices just echo. Can I go back to generic medicine?
Guys, gray. Roll half the credits.
Roll. John, you need to understand that you are deeply clinically depressed. It's my professional opinion that you should under no conditions go off your medication. Ellipses. When you're getting used to a medication, there can be some initial side effects. Some things have to get worse before they get better, okay? For anyone, because viewers can't see, while Tasandu is doing imaginary Beethoven playing right now. So, ellipses, okay. All he heard was that he was too broken for any drug to fix. He was so worthless. Even the newest drugs from Koi Tech didn't do anything. I'll renew your Paxatine prescription and see about getting you a complimentary drug. We'll figure this out, John. Why don't you stop taking drugs and drug some bitches? Oh, no. Sorry.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Ellipses. Now, why don't you lie down over there? We can begin our session. Good. Get comfortable. Did anything special happen during the day today? No, it's a normal day. The therapy session quickly fell away into a meaningless buzz. For a short time at least, he didn't feel the emptiness. Finally, or too soon, it was over. Miss Smythe told him he was doing well and sent him on his way. John slumped back home. The house was empty, like it always was. Ever since his mother left, his father spent all his time working. He did his homework, he ate, he cleaned the dishes, he sat down in front of the TV and stared at it without turning it on. Somehow he dragged himself into bed and fell asleep. The routine used to be comforting, but now it was starting to erode his sanity. His mind had to crack eventually. Maybe it was already happening. For a second, he thought he saw a girl out the window. But no, there was nothing. Of course there wasn't. He really was losing it.
No bitches. No dick. No balls.
He's about to get bitches. Well, one bitch. Another day. He had to face it somehow. It seemed impossible until the moment he finally stumbled into class. School was the usual mindless buzz. There was a job fair announced in third period, as if that meant anything at all.
This whole game is just this guy basically going, everything sucks and everything's or everybody sucks and everybody.
I mean,
everybody sucks and everything's fucked.
Yes. It's just another one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everything is fucked. Everybody sucks. Almost everyone in their school would either go to work for Koitek, move away, or stay in town and become unemployed.
That's the joy of living in a small town.
It's just another one of those days. John wondered which one of those would happen to him, but from a distance, as if he was thinking about person he barely knew. His grades were good enough to get into Koitek. What the fuck is this Koitek shit? I don't remember. It's been a while. But anyway, I was like, it's got to be important. They've mentioned it like 5 times, but honestly, it's been a while. I cannot remember what the fuck Koitek is.
Yeah, this guy's really depressing me. I can't wait to get back to my ellipses.
I know. Yeah. I mean,
I've developed an ellipses addiction.
The game is basically this. He has depression, so this one girl like pays attention to him, but she's a fucking psychopath, so he dates her out of desperation.
Oh, that's like okay. Actually, that's like really sad.
This fucking game is super sad.
Because I can understand that, like,
because that's why it's called Crimson Gray, because Crimson is the fucking scary Lizzie who's fucking like off her rails, off her rocker, losing her marbles,
got a whole panel loose,
screws loose, but the fucking psychopathic tsundere insane. And then Gray is John, who's just fucking super depressed and doesn't care about anything anymore.
But yeah,
because the whole world is gray to him.
Like when you're depressed and like someone likes you, like it makes you feel so much better about yourself. Exactly. But when it's someone who's a fucking psycho, like that's like
he just takes it. He just finds
that's like so depressing. That's so sad.
He's basically just like, oh, this is what love is, because
that's genuinely like that's like no surprises level of depressing.
I mean, it's definitely like, don't get me wrong, this game is definitely not like,
or How to Disappear.
It's not like top tier writing. Don't get me wrong, because it's
dude,
like it's
what all these ellipses.
Yeah, I know.
You're telling me that's not top tier.
But it's like
freaking Stanley couldn't write.
And it's definitely like a little like, oh, it's anime, so it's like a little bit. It's a visual novel, so it's a little bit like, okay, this is a little like unrealistic. This is insane, but like, I mean, I like it. I think it is a. I don't want to say a good lesson. I don't want to say it's a good. No, I'm gonna say Yuri stan. I was a Yuri stan, but now we're Team Sayori. But I mean, I don't know. I find the tsundere thing hot because I'm just like, cool, a girl likes me, and she's a psychopathic murderer. Well, that's kind of cool.
Wait, tsundere hates the fact that they like you.
No. Oh, sorry, yandere. Sorry.
Yeah.
Viewers.
Okay.
Yandere.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kept saying tsundere. Tsundere is the one I hear more often. Yandere is what I meant. Mm-hmm. Thank you for correcting me. But yeah, so she's super. I find the yandere thing hot because it's like, I mean, one, she just like is way super obsessed with you, which I mean is completely understandable. But then there's the psychopathic murder part, which turns most people off. But I'm like, that's hot because she's like a badass. She'll like fuck a bitch up for me.
No, I hate yandere. I don't particularly like tsundere.
Well, then that's probably why you won't like this game. Then
at least tsundere is not like they're like fucking insane.
I don't.
It's just that like they like, but it's like if you like someone, like just like them, you know.
Yeah, I don't like tsundere because I'm just like, stop being a bitch and just like talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, I don't actually like you, but I actually do like you. Fuck you because I like you. It's like, that doesn't turn me on.
I think that's the exact problem a lot of people have with Natsuki. And it's like
that's the exact problem I have with Natsuki.
And not even with Natsuki, but also in Stardew Valley. That's the problem a lot of people have with Haley as well. But if you actually like get to know them, if you actually build up your relationship with Haley or do the Natsuki path, they actually are really nice. Yeah, it's just like it's just
the problem for me is that I don't like to do all the work. I like when the girl just likes me, so because that's much easier. I just have to talk to them and be like, oh, and form a relationship. I don't have to push myself to be like fucking treated like garbage before they're like, okay, I actually do like you.
I was like, I just I feel like as I like to say, it's like I kind of like I see through the facade a lot of the times, like because a lot of the characters I like in games that most people hate are the ones that are like that.
Yeah.
And it's like because I see right through. It's like I already know deep down that like they're nice. They're just in denial. But
Yeah.
like I understand the understood.
Yeah. Part of it is just like
Misunderstood.
Part of it is just like I did it, Netsuke. Your dad beat you. Fucking, I did it already. Shut up. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Sorry for people with daddy issues. His grades were good enough to get into Koitek, but the process was so competitive. Also, sorry for going off the rails. No, he didn't have enough energy for that. He couldn't imagine moving day. Looking for a job in a strange city. Most mornings, the most he could imagine was surviving the day. But his father wouldn't support him, and his mother didn't want him. Damn. Once he graduated, there'd be no way he could stay with either of them.
I'm really trying to think of a joke I can make because as someone who listens to emo music myself, I'm trying to be like, what's this emo song that I can make a joke about that I won't be like, but I don't want to say that because I also love that song.
Oh.
So like I'm having a really hard time thinking about what I could say that I won't be insulted by myself.
Fuck, what was I'm trying to think of the name of the Megadeth song we were just making fun of.
I didn't fucking remember.
Fuck. And I'm trying to... What was the Limp Bizkit song that we were also singing? I'm trying to remember.
That's Break Stuff.
Break Stuff, yeah.
But no, like a really like depressing.
No, I know. It didn't have to do with the emo song. I was just trying to remember the name of it. I'm trying to remember the my Dark Black Past. I'll have to look it up in a second. I'll just look it up. Anyway, I'll continue while I look it up. Actually, you look it up while I read this. What would happen to him then? Would he just become homeless? Oh yeah, you can use your phone. I'm stupid. Would he just become homeless, sit there on the street begging for change until one night he froze to death? Sounds like a great way to go. What?
That's literally... I don't remember what song, but I've heard that. That's directly taken from a song, and I know it, but I can't think of what the song is.
What, this?
Yeah, that would he just become homeless, sit on the street begging for change until one night until he broke. That's, I swear to God.
Look up the lyric, maybe, and you can find it. Sit there on the street begging for change until one night he froze to death. I'm gonna continue though. Maybe that was all he deserved. Ellipsis. John, are you alright? Sorry, sir. I'm paying. Oh, it's not a woman. Let me go back and retry that. John, are you alright? Sorry, sir. I'm paying attention, honestly. I didn't ask that. I asked if you were alright. I'm fine. Well, be sure to talk to your counselor if you're feeling bad, alright? We're lucky to have someone like Miss Smythe with us. Ellipsis. He had to keep it together. He remembered the lessons, but if people were starting to think something was wrong, his control was slipping. He had enough time to visit his locker in between periods. There was more Paxatine there. He still had an extra dose left for the day. His locker was on the bottom row, so he always had to bend down in. There was a piece of paper sitting in the middle of his locker. Cheer up. I'm gonna guess that's from Lizzie.
Oh my God, that's like people saying, like, you should smile more when you fucking work in retail. Shut the fuck up.
That was all it said. Nothing on the backside, no other clues. Probably a girl's handwriting. That is not a guy's handwriting, so yes.
I think it might be. It's either 21 Pilots, Radiohead, or... No, it's definitely not MCR. It's 21 Pilots or Radiohead.
Well, you would know, because you're the music guy, so...
I think it's one of them.
Probably girl's handwriting. Who left it? Hey, did you see anyone messing with my locker? I guess just
vague. Okay.
Just vague classmate. I guess no classmate number 3. I guess.
Huh? There's something to get started. That is right there. That is around here for nothing.
Alright, so I didn't realize his classmate was Jar Jar Binks, but I'm sure.
No, I was trying to do more like Hansar.
Oh, also, there was a moment. So, we were playing Adventures with Anxiety. We just finished the episode, the 3rd episode, and I hate when I rewatch an episode and I'm like, damn it, that would have been such a good fucking joke.
Sweating Bullets.
So,
is the name of the song.
Yeah, Sweating Bullets. Thank you.
Nice story. Tell it to Reader's Digest.
But anyway, so I rewatched the finale of our Adventures with Anxiety, and there's a part where the wolf says that he's like, oh, I'm just a battered dog, you know, sometimes he's like, I'm sorry, you know, sometimes I poop on the bed, and I'm like, I had the perfect opportunity to make an Amber Heard joke, and I just did it, and I'm very disappointed about it. Anyway,
We're getting so off track so often.
well, that's good. I want more of that because like in the other episodes we just kind of played the games and that's it. I'm glad we're having actual like jokes and content this time. Huh? Did something get stolen? Oh yeah, sorry. It might have been a girl leaving a note, like a love note. Keep dreaming, John. Oh, sorry. My bad. Jar Jar Binks.
Like a love note. Keep dreaming, John. You think any
wait. Do the book from It Takes Two.
Oh, I don't remember its voice.
Like a love note, keep dreaming,
John. You think any girl is going to want to know your sorry ass?
Why don't you get some bitches? What if the book from It Takes Two was just fucking mean as shit? You two should absolutely get a divorce. You are two fucking psychopaths.
It's fucking, hey, good job getting a divorce. That's the right thing to do.
You are a sociopathic piece of shit. And you
just like armchair diagnoses them.
Yeah, he's like, and you listen. I am not sexist, but you belong in the kitchen for real. You are the exact reason that women are put down in this society.
You bring down the feminist movement.
You are the problem. No, of course, no one could love him. So you didn't see anyone? Okay, thanks.
Okay, so the only song this motherfucker ever listens to is Although I Love This Song, and it's from one of my favorite albums ever. Only song he ever listens to is I Don't Love You by MCR and Cancer. Those are the only, he listens to those two songs exclusively.
He listens to Sad by Bo Burnham. Hey, sorry, you Jar Jar Binks, whatever. Just fucking switch up the voice every time.
Hey, Sir Johnson, you's going to tell me she's a Canadian? That's a great line to say as Jar Jar.
I'm heading back to class. See you later.
And she's really hot, right? Your imaginary girlfriend.
No, you gotta do it like,
and she's really hot, right? Your imaginary girlfriend sounds amazing.
Oh, yes, she's really hot, yes. Your imaginary girlfriend sounds amazing, y'all.
No, it's gotta be like the stoner voice.
And she's really hot, right?
No, like your imaginary...
She's really hot, right?
You're asking me to do a lot of fucking things. I gave you some good content here, and you're just like, no, it's gotta be this, it's gotta be this.
I am giving you good content!
I did like douche. I did fucking German, Sweden, wherever the fuck.
Listen, you're doing more voice work than Axolotl, at least. You gotta watch our Adventures with Anxiety episodes and listen to Axolotl's voice acting, because I literally there was a laughing bit and he went ha ha ha. John knew he should probably just take some more Paxatine and head back to class. Yet he was still holding onto the paper. He wasn't sure why. It really could be a prank. One of the guys trying to trick him. If so, it would probably be followed by another fake note, asking him to come out under that stupid confession tree where they'd let him wait and laugh at him. But for just a moment, he saw the girl watching him. Could it have been her?
Ellipsis.
Oh,
I know that's not her saying it. Whatever.
It's John.
I was
you were just staring like bloodshot eyes at the screen, waiting,
shaking,
waiting for an convulsing, waiting for an ellipsis to show up. By the time he got to class, John had a new theory. She felt sorry for him. He must have looked pretty pathetic, and she recognized his misguided good intentions enough to feel pity. Ellipses. The rest of the school day passed in more of a blur than usual. He might be delusional. More than usual. He might be delusional, but part of John still hoped that it wasn't a prank. He headed back to his locker, not daring to imagine anything, and there was another paper waiting there for him.
They shouldn't say those things about you.
Oh, shit. No, listen.
Wait,
listen. No, listen.
Yeah. I was trying to do the Michael Myers theme, and I ended up doing fucking Coldplay.
Hey, guys, remember the Michael Myers theme?
I fucking hate the Michael Myers theme because that's like the only fucking thing anybody plays on the piano at school, and it's fucking annoying.
I just love the idea of Michael Myers showing up, and it just goes. Oh shit! It didn't even look like the same person's handwriting. The first had been beautiful calligraphy. This one was a hurried scrawl.
Speaking of calligraphy, the font they used was actually calligraphy for that last note, but also multiple personality disorder. Yay!
I don't think she has multiple personality disorder. I think she's just psycho and puts on a facade. If it was all a prank, he no longer had any idea why they were going with this.
Is she venomous
Where
and
they were-
insipid?
Yeah, where they were
Just
going
look me
with
in
this.
the eyes and say I'm wrong.
He'd already been beating himself up over saying the wrong thing, so this was too much for John. He headed straight home to get some sleep before it cracked completely. Darth Vader walks in. This is Jurassic Park. The next day, John went as early as possible and approached his locker anxiously. He wasn't sure what he wanted to find. There was no note this time, but there was a chocolate heart wrapped in foil, set in the exact center of the bottom of his locker. John stared at it for a while, then slipped it in his pocket and headed to class, even though he knew it would be
fucking
far too...
melt there,
It's gonna
dumbass.
smell. Fucking stupid ass.
Yeah, fucking eat it.
You fucking idiot. Why do you have such low self-esteem, you fucking loser? There was no way you could eat it. If it really was a prank, they might have slipped a laxative or something inside of it. That was the kind of things his friends thought was funny.
Man.
But if it was that girl, ... it didn't matter now.
If it was
What
a
mattered-
Ellipsis girl.
If it was
Wait,
a
no, her
Lizzie's
nickname
girl,
should be Lizzie's.
that's her
good.
pet name. It didn't matter now. What mattered was that someone clearly knew his locker combination and could get in whatever they wanted. That could be a real problem. He knew he should come up with a solution before tomorrow, but what? Oh yeah, I forgot, because the fucking music. Yeah, she knows his locker combination because she's literally just been watching him. Alright.
They were really banging on that taiko.
To
try to keep watch.
Yeah, because we want to see that it's Lizzie.
I wanna say Ellipses. It's my favorite thing.
John spent the whole day near the locker or hanging out in the hallway, trying to catch a glimpse of someone messing with his locker. He didn't see anyone, but there weren't any new messages either. Periodically throughout the day, he felt certain that someone was watching him, but he could never tell
She
who.
won't go to it because he's there.
Yeah. John lingered at school until he was basically the last student, seeing no one. When he finally went home, though, the sense of being watched just intensified until he went to sleep. She's definitely not watching him. Alright, let's see how we're doing on time. Okay, we can do a little bit more.
Because I'm a stalker.
When he woke up the next day, he felt a little better. Things would be fine so long as he kept everything in perspective. Maybe. Making an effort to set the mystery of the locker aside, John went with his friends to the rooftop for lunch. They spread out on...
They let the kids go to the roof?
Yeah, I don't fucking know. They spread out on one side, enjoying the sight of the trees below. Midway through the meaningless conversation, John noticed that Lizzie was... I like how you just got, like, monkey eyes as soon as she appeared on screen.
Guys, I might get to say Ellipses. This is
a huge moment, guys.
This is a moment in history. Take a picture.
Take a fucking picture! John noticed that Lizzie was watching him from the far side of the roof. Her gaze was even more intense than before. She had uncomfortably tried to ignore... he uncomfortably tried to ignore her and focus on the conversation.
Oh, I actually have to...
Yeah, you have to do his voice again.
Looks like the confession trees in a full of bloom,
Oh, classmate number 1 changed his voice.
Yeah,
huh?
I don't fucking know what voice I did for him. I'm
You
just
did,
gonna do whatever fucking voice I feel like. 'Cause I don't give a shit anymore.
Goofy voice for him. Not like Goofy the character, but like Goofy the adjective. Okay, it looks like the... You really believe those stories? True love and all that?
It works, man! I've got a body who
Why
just
is that
graduated.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz now?
He swears he got so much play with a platypus confessing under it.
He swears he got so much platypussy. Well, if he kept doing it, then it's not true love, is it? Read it. Are you trying to think of a voice?
Come on, people. I've been confessing. Come on, people. I've been confessing there for years. You seriously think everyone would confess under the tree if it did nothing?
Alright, next line you have to do Heavy's voice.
Okay.
Nah, man, I think it's a tree of lust. It wouldn't guarantee true love, just getting laid.
If this was true. Wait, that's not heavy.
If that was true. Okay. So you can't... Okay, just try and do Heavy voice.
Okay.
Just try.
If that was true, way more guys would be able would. If that
Would
was
be
true,
into it,
way more guys
but
would
it's
be into it. But it's mostly girls from what I've seen. What do you think, John?
I don't know.
Oh, don't be that way. You dream of girl confessing to you under the tree, don't you?
That is definitely what classmate number 1 sounds like. Yeah, that crazy stalker chick. That'll make your heart go a flutter. Is she a flutter? If she confessed, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That tree is magic, monkey. I am telling you, even a sad sack like you can get lucky if you confess that. Yeah.
Don't be fucking stupid. It's just a fucking tree. Whoa, someone has their pennies in a twist. Oh. No. I'm telling you, everyone goes there to... Only because people like you keep telling these stories. There's nothing magic about the tree. People just believe it's special because everyone says it is. Girls think the tree is romantic, so of course they're more likely to agree there. And guys have to turn someone down in front of an audience. That's all it is.
Shit, man. What's wrong with you today?
Just no voice for that one, huh? Ellipsis. With an attitude like that, you're never gonna get a girl.
Hey, you's on the tree. I'll cockblock you now.
I'll cockblock you now.
You now.
Says it'll.
Yeah.
Says it'll.
Hell yeah.
I'll cockblock you. Says it'll cockblock you now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cockblock you now.
Oh, it'll. Now, that's what you were saying. Is it'll.
I'm gonna cockblock you now.
Because I'm gonna sensually kiss you.
I love consensually kissing men on the mouth, but not you. Ellipses.
Ellipses. Oscar award worthy.
That day, John couldn't get to his therapy appointment fast enough. Miss Smithy smiled at him
Smythe.
when he came in. Well, let's pronounce it differently.
Miss Smythe smiled.
I'm just pronouncing it.
That's
different.
a tongue twister.
I'm just
Miss Smythe smiled at him while dying.
Miss Thunderberry smiled at him when he came in. I'm just change your name every time when he came in, but immediately saw he was unhappy. Are you okay, John? Perhaps you should go on stronger formulation. No.
I would like to drink the formula that is of the milky.
Well, our session should make you feel better. Lie down and get comfortable. Miss Hornswoggle, does Paclitaine have any visual side effects? I should hope not. Koitek is the highest of standards for every drug it puts out, and Paclitaine is nearing its clinical trials. Maybe you should near some final critical trials.
And Paclitaine is nearing its final clinical trial, so it's not finished yet, but it's out, and this kid's taking it.
I was trying to say, I kept stuttering over myself, but I was trying to say you should near your final clinical trials near some bitches. Are you having any vision problems?
I'm seeing beautiful women. One of them's right in front of me.
I keep seeing beautiful bitches. Wait, it's you! Classic one-liner. John lay back and stared out the window. Was he really seeing differently, or was it all in his head? He stared a long time before he opened his mouth and just started talking. Everything just feels so gay. Gray. So you are having vision problems.
I can't seem to get bitches.
The problem with this medication is I just can't seem to get any bitches. I don't know what the problem is. Not literally gray. It's just the sky today. I remember when I was younger, I always thought the clouds were beautiful. Now it's like there's just nothing there.
Now it's
nothing.
Like, damn, that's water.
Now it's like, damn. There's just nothing there. Nothing matters. I look up and I just don't care.
I look up and I say, hey, stars, I'm better than you.
Hey, stars, I'm better than you. That sounds more like to be a mental issue then. Why don't you get more relaxed and talk about it? Taking a deep breath, John did his best. As usual, after talking to Miss Pooper Snazzle for long enough,
swim.
He felt not better, necessarily, but at least not miserable. Their session went by in a flash, and then he had to head home. He shuffled through his routine easily enough, slept fitfully, and then returned to school barely more rested. But when he arrived, he found a huge crowd standing and staring. What's going on? You know that tree students like to confess
Someone's
under?
dead.
The words made John shiver, even though he wasn't entirely sure why. He shifted to look through the crowd, and then he saw it.
Death! War! Hunger!
Parts of the tree were still burning, but the rest was char.
Man, shut the fuck up. No one cares. It's a fucking tree.
Ashes coated the ground near it. His throat was dry, as if all the ashes were filling it. What happened? The cops are coming to check it out. The cops are coming to check out a burning tree. It's a fucking
Maybe
tree.
there was a fucking storm last night. I mean, or like, you know, I don't fuck. It's a fucking tree. It's like, you can't. I don't.
Shut your bitch ass up about a goddamn tree.
Like, even if it was arson,
I don't care about your tree up a wish ass.
Can you get in trouble for burning a tree? Like,
Maybe.
if it's.
I mean, it's kind of. It's not
if you
really arson, but.
But, like, okay, forest fire. Yeah. But if it's one fucking tree, like.
Yeah, if you start a wildfire, again. Serious.
Yeah, but it's like it's one fucking tree.
The cops are going to check it out, but the shop teacher said it looked like arson. Oh, I guess they do count it as arson, apparently.
Well, that's why I said, is that
someone
even arson?
Someone covered the tree in gasoline and burned it down.
Someone just didn't like the fucking tree, I guess. Someone was like, I'm sick of all these fucking people talking about this stupid fucking
it's
tree.
obviously Lizzie. She burned it.
No, not Ellipsis.
Not
Lizzie's.
Not poor innocent Lizzie who would never do anything wrong. No, she overheard them talking about how much they liked the tree and then made fun of John for liking it, and John said he didn't care, so she burned it down. John, Ellipsis. See, this is why we need cameras. I've been telling the principal for years, but does he listen to me?
The school doesn't have cameras.
Hey yo.
Buy some cameras.
I'm trying to think of the thing Wubsy kept saying. Like, he was like, it was in the reaction, like the ultimate reaction video. He kept saying like, there's something he kept saying. There's like, he kept saying like, okay, all right, I remember that. But he also kept saying like something else that we kept like repeating because it was really funny.
The what? I was saying go to the bathroom, but I changed
Not
it.
go to
Get some cameras.
No, not go to the bathroom. That was the main one, but
Hey,
I can't think.
Why are you screaming? It's so loud.
You're so loud.
Down.
You don't have to scream.
Hey, you got the same hat as me. Like, those are some random things I remember. Man, you think about it.
Fucking, I'll have to rewatch the video, and I'll like, you know what? Fuck this. You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm looking it up right now.
Dude, come on.
Wubsy, ultimate reaction. I'm sorry. It'll drive me nuts, but I don't remember what he kept saying. Shut the fuck up, YouTube ads.
He kept saying a lot of things.
No, but I gotta remember the specific thing because there's something I want to say at this. Like, I want to make a joke at this moment, but I can't remember what he said, and it works perfectly. Bro, what the? That's what it is.
Oh.
Bro, what the?
Bro, what the?
Bro, what the?
That's
okay.
all it was.
I'm sorry.
That's the one thing I didn't remember.
Sorry I wasted our time with that.
Bro, what the? I'm just gonna say that to fucking everything now.
Okay, so let me read the line again so I can make the joke. See, this is why we need cameras. I've been telling the principal your years, but does he listen to me? No one thinks. And then you said,
bro, what the?
No, the school doesn't have any cameras.
Yo, get some cameras!
No, you said the school doesn't have any cameras.
The school doesn't have any cameras?
Bro, what the?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Fine. All right, thank you all. I hope that joke is really worth it, guys. The word slid off his mind, and John turned away without even saying goodbye. Not entirely sure what he's doing, he stumbled straight to his locker. When he opened his locker, he discovered a folded note in the exact center, like always.
No way!
He stared at it for a long moment before unfolding it with trembling hands.
I didn't like that tree either.
He stared at the words as if they were a foreign language, wishing he could avoid understanding the conclusion. I didn't like that tree either. It was her. It had to be. None of his friends would be that insane.
Like Japanese or something?
And what would be the point of a prank like that? But what's the point for her? What did she think she'd accomplished? Should he tell someone? But this wasn't exactly evidence, and he didn't really want her to get in that much trouble. John decided he's being stupid, like usual. He just needed to talk to her and find out exactly what was going on. Put an end to this. That day, whenever he was in the hallways, he could feel her eyes on him with every passing moment. He became more sure that she had burned the tree down. He wondered if a normal person would be afraid now, but for him it barely penetrated his numbness. He just wanted to find out what was wrong and put an end to it. It took until after school for him to find his chance. When the teacher handed out assignments, he volunteered to clean the roof. John stepped onto the roof and headed to the far side. After a few seconds, he heard the door open again.
Did you
Also,
hear that,
Far Side reference. Anyway, what?
Did you hear that? That.
I did not.
Oh, you know what? A little insight on that, which is really cool. On a piano, if you have the strings open and you take the stick end of a mallet and you run it across it, that's how you get that sound. It's really cool.
Hear the door open again. He ignored it and instead it climbed up to the tank. The upper area was meant to be blocked off, but the janitors had stopped putting up the ladder years ago. He turned to his shock. She was already coming up the ladder behind him. Reaching the top, she held her hands close to her chest and shuffled her feet demurely. But there was a spark in her eyes. Hello, Lizzie.
Ellipsis.
Are you never going to greet me?
Hello. I said it
Why are you following me?
because I Ellipsis.
Could this girl really have burned down the tree? It didn't seem like she had it in her. It's so weird to me, like watching him be like, "Cause she seems like such a sweet, innocent girl, having like played the game, so knowing exactly what happens, and just like, but she's so innocent." And I'm like, "Oh God,
Oh my god.
oh my, this girl could never burn down a tree. You think burning down a tree is what you think she can't do? Let me tell you, buddy." You're in for a treat, so hang on to your seat. Get ready for adventure and remarkable feats. You'll meet Koopas and Troopas.
See, sounds like when she a bad bitch, but she fuck with Urban Spook. She fuck with Urban Spook.
Were you the one leaving notes in my locker?
Yes.
You give her too much. You're giving her too much of a girly voice. She's too girly. You need to tone it down. How did you know my combination?
I watched you. What were you watching?
Wait. Oh, sorry. It is you. I thought maybe they messed up. It is you.
Why were you watching? Who else would do that for you? Is there another girl? No, you wouldn't do that. Surely not.
John realized that he was in way over his head, yet his mouth was still moving, asking the inevitable question. Why did you burn it down?
Because it was a stupid tree. You're so smart. You said it just right.
It was awful and stupid, and I hate it, and I hate it, and I hate.
Ellipsis.
It's all because of you, John.
Jenny! I was just thinking that too.
Jenny! I could never do what needed to be done before.
Jenny, are you looking at the...
What?
Jenny, are you looking at the porno, Jenny?
No. No.
No, I can't.
She wasn't stable. She wasn't even close. What had he gotten himself into?
I finally found you. You're the only one for me.
Damn, you're a bad bitch. Part of him knew that he should do something. Run away. Call for help yet. Damn boobies, though. Why?
Huh? Yo, what the?
For what, no? Why do you care about me?
How can you ask that? You're the best person. The only person.
Damn. Active footage of inside Lizzie's panties that shows a dam bursting. Bullshit. I'm just another high school boy. No, not
Mine's
even
about
that.
3 things: getting money, getting pussy, and the Dewey Decimal System.
Other than that, I'm worthless. Bullshit. I'm just another high school boy. No, not even that. I'm worthless.
No! Don't say that.
No,
It's
no,
not-
she's got a sad face.
Oh,
Don't say that.
Don't say that. It's not true. It's not.
I'm broken. My brain doesn't work right, and even the strongest drugs won't make a difference.
bro, try heroin.
It works great for me.
No, that's not true, John. That's not true.
Don't do drugs. Sorry, don't do drugs, kids.
No, that's not true. John is perfect. Perfect. How can you say these things?
Yeah, sorry. We're just liable if we tell kids to do drugs. So
Yeah.
don't do drugs, kids. The way her words flowed together, addressing him directly one moment and in third person the next, bothered him almost as much as the look in her eyes. Whatever her issue was, it went deeper than them. Pussies. Sorry.
Good. And I respect the effort.
Deeper than that. Pussy.
The build-up was great.
But then I realized I did the wrong form because I was doing plural, and then I was like, what's another word I can say? You're not well, Lizzie. You need help.
You said my name.
You know she just came right now.
Oh, for sure.
But I can't help you. I'm not worth anything to anyone. Just forget about me and find someone else to care about.
No, I can never. You're the only person who matters.
But why? You don't even know me. You don't care about me. I'm just part of your problem.
No,
It would be better if I was gone. Maybe you'd get better then.
that's not true. It's not. I love you, John. I've always loved you.
You turned into fucking, I'm trying to think, but he's like, I've always loved you. You know, like a really gravelly.
don't look like this.
Yeah, like a really gravelly,
Some
like,
kind of sissy boy.
yeah, really gravelly, like southern voice.
I've watched you always. You're so good and kind and perfect, even to a girl like me.
He could barely even listen to her words. John found himself wandering closer and closer to the side of the building, and she followed him automatically.
You're so sad, but you're still kind. I don't know how. You should be broken like me, but you.
I can't help you. If you want to help yourself, you need to forget about me and get real help.
No, don't say that. You're confused. Yes, confused. Poor John is so depressed. He's not thinking straight. He doesn't understand how much I love him.
She a bad bitch.
He needs my help.
The world froze for a moment as the knife glinted, and all he could do was stare at its edge.
Edge.
You said edge.
You just need someone to take care of you. I'll stop everyone who says unkind things about you. No, I should just take you home and keep you there, safe. Yes, you just need some help.
Where the hell had she gotten that knife? Would she actually use it on him? A second later, John realized that was a foolish thought. This girl had burned down a tree because he said it was stupid. He had no idea if there was any limits on what she might do. ... And would that really matter? He'd spent nights lying in bed wishing he'd never been bored, wishing he had a way to end it all. Haha, you can't threaten me.
John, get away from the edge. It's not safe.
Edge.
He took several steps to the very edge before she could stop him and turned around to face her. The back end of his shoes hung off the edge of the building, nothing between him and a fatal fall. My life matters so much to you? Stop toying around with me.
No, you don't understand.
What do you even want? To stab me until I'm yours forever? Is that it?
Never. John is so good and kind. I would never need to stab him. Please, come away. I'll take good care of you.
You can't.
The devil has a plan for
Maybe you have good intentions, but you need help. And unless you get it, you can only hurt me.
I will. Whatever you want. I promise. Just don't hurt yourself.
I will. I will. Whatever you want. She has like a seizure every sentence. It was a lie, of course. She was just saying whatever it took to get him away, a step away from the edge.
Oh, she's edging him.
She's edging him away from
Literally.
the edge. It was exactly how I imagined it would go. He'd stand at the edge, and everyone would say all kinds of lies about him until he mattered to them, because they'd care for the first time, not about him, but about the idea of him.
I tried so hard.
But the look in her eyes, that couldn't be fake. It might be twisted love, but she loved him utterly. She needed help too. Maybe he could be the one to help her. I can fix her. Bro, I can fix her. Assuming she didn't stab him.
You know who else could fix her? The asylum.
But what was he living for anyway? Lizzie, would you make a promise with me?
A promise?
I'll step away. I'll talk to you or let you leave notes in my locker or whatever it is you want. But you have to listen to me and get some help. Can you do that?
You promise? You promise you won't leave me if I say yes?
I won't leave you, Lizzie.
Forever?
The answer stuck in his throat and he hesitated, wondering if he wasn't making a mistake and saying too much, but in the end he swallowed and nodded. Forever. I think it's more of like coming, like she's coming in her pants right now. But yeah, she's coming in her panties. I think that's what I got. That's more what I got from it. Now set down the knife and I'll whoops. As he started to step away, John lost his balance and fell backwards. Suddenly he was in free fall.
Free falling. My voice.
Free fall.
Free bird, yeah.
Nothing between him and a cold pavement. And you know what? I think that is a perfect cliffhanger, literally. So we'll see you next time on the Council of Goatmen. This has been Crimson Gray. Not Axolotl. Walter Sandu, do you have anything to say?
Ellipses.
Alright. Hello, and welcome back to the Council of Goatmen. We're back playing Crimson Gray. We left off here, where we're dangling off the edge of a building, and the famous Coldplay song is playing. So,
I don't even know what fucking song that is.
It's
I
shit.
think it's Cox.
I don't know.
But I could be entirely wrong.
Oh, I skipped past whatever that said. Hold on.
I think you went back.
Hold on.
I'm pretty sure you went back.
Let me just here. I can just literally pull up the load. Nope. Hold on. I just saved over it by accident. Oh. I meant to hit load, and instead I saved over it. Hold on. Can I go back? Okay, hold on. I got it. Here we go. We're back. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. At that moment, Lizzie lunged forward, insanely fast, and grabbed his wrist. Impossibly, she held him up. Her body was thin, yet somehow she had stopped his fall and held him up with one hand. Her eyes held a mixture of unstable fear and twisted desire. In that moment, he knew with absolute certainty that if he had fallen, she would have thrown herself off after him. It's your line. Shit, man.
You can't die, John.
Alright, sorry. That's a good one.
You can't die.
I'm good.
He's good, folks.
You can't die, John. You're the only one. The only one.
With that same incredible strength, she pulled him back up to the rooftop. Fortunately, she had left the knife behind when she lunged to catch him, but he was still anxious, being so close to her.
I'm not gonna try to find the Coldplay song because I don't want to get Coldplay recommendations on all my fucking mixes now.
Okay.
No offense against Coldplay, just not my style.
John almost died. John, I love you. I won't let anything bad happen to you.
Ellipsis. See, folks, we said ellipsis right now. Yay! I felt so stupid because I was rewatching our episode, and the amount of time we say ellipses instead of ellipsis, I was like, oh,
Whatever,
God.
We said the plural form.
It ought to be ellipses. Ellipses?
Ellipses is plural, like vertices, axes.
No, but ellipsis is the three dots. Like, three dots is an ellipsis.
Yes.
So you can't. I mean, I guess so saying ellipses was wrong, because ellipses is like an oval shape, like when a planet has a rotation. That's what an ellipses is. An ellipsis is the punctuation mark.
You know what? You are right. I'm gonna say ellipses now because it's too iconic.
No, we're switching to ellipsis. I cannot stand to hear it wrong now.
Listen. Which sounds better?
Ellipsis
Or
ellipses.
that sounds so much better.
Fine. Well, I'm saying ellipsis.
You can say it, but it's too iconic with Lizzie now.
Okay. Wow. The music.
Calm down.
Jesus Christ. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, dude, I'm literally just trying to read. It's like fucking blasting in my ears. I'm like, I'm literally just trying to read. Oh, listen to that. Boom. Okay, sorry. It was clear she was.
I knew.
Fucking. Okay.
That was the mallet across the street.
Yeah.
Last time.
Yeah. It was clear she was completely unstable, but was she actually dangerous? She seemed to care about him more than anything. Or was he just so pathetic that he latched onto anyone who showed him the slightest sign of affection? Yes, indeedy. Worthless. You'll keep your promise, right?
Of course. Of course.
Then tomorrow we'll go talk to someone. See if we can't get you some medication. Is that okay?
If that's what John wants, then of course it's okay.
Good. Then perhaps.
But I want more than that.
Ellipsis.
I love you, John. I told you over and over. Don't you love me too?
At least she was asking without that knife in her hand. But was there a good answer to that question? No, he had to think about it logically. She wanted him to answer yes, but that just might make things worse. The risk of saying no couldn't be ignored either, though. Let her down gently or cautiously say yes.
Date Psycho Girl or have Psycho Girl kill us.
That's our choice.
Let's date Psycho Girl.
Yay!
Whee!
Lizzie, I don't know you very well yet, but despite all this, I think you're a good person.
No.
No, I'm awful. John is just being kind. And not answering the question.
I want to get to know you better, Lizzie. Maybe then I could love you.
Ah! He said it! He said it!
John desperately hoped that wasn't a mistake. He hoped this all wasn't a mistake. But he hadn't been stabbed yet, and after how today had gone, that was good enough for him. Then maybe I'll see you later, okay?
I'll be watching you. But yes, later.
You're not gonna do anything crazy?
No, John loves me. That's all that matters.
We both need to get to class. We'll talk tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
It's like the
We motion match.
no, it was just
Or we play.
It was we play.
Not we motion. I think we play.
It was in the first we play,
Yeah.
but in the
Lookalikes.
lookalike.
Okay.
The rest of the day was even more of a blur than usual. Everyone's voices not echoing in his head. John could hardly believe what he had just done. It all seemed like a dream now. Had Lizzie really pulled a knife on him? Had he really threatened to jump off the school building?
Really?
It made him wonder if he wasn't the insane one, but
I
no.
don't think that was ever stated that he's like, I'm gonna jump off the building. I don't think that ever happened.
He did jump off the building. That's why she had to catch him.
No, he tripped.
Oh,
He was stepping down and he tripped.
yeah, he did trip, didn't he? But no, it had really happened. For better or for worse, he was stuck in this situation. Only when he was headed to bed did John realize that he felt strangely alive, even better than after his therapy sessions. Maybe it was the brush with death. Maybe it was just having something to think about other than his pathetic existence. But he felt almost good. Maybe that meant he was crazy too. But right now, he was just glad to sleep soundly. And definitely not have a psychotic, insane, mental girl staring at him through his window while he sleeps. In the morning, it all seemed even more unbelievable. John sleepwalked through his routine, half certain that he would find out it had all been a dream. But when he arrived at school, he found Lizzie waiting for him by the school entrance. She looked like she could have been waiting there the entire night. When she saw him, though, her face lit up.
John, you're finally here. I've been waiting so long.
Good morning.
Yes, it's a wonderful morning. I spent so long, too nervous to talk to you, afraid that you would hate me, but we had such a nice talk. Now I'm barely nervous at all.
Oh, okay, damn.
Yes, she got some actual dialogue now.
I'm about to give her a life story, apparently.
But my heart, it still goes crazy every time you get near, John.
Ellipsis.
Isn't it horrible that we have to be in different classes? Lovers shouldn't be separated like this. Will you eat lunch with me today? Please, won't you?
She could sound so adorable. Normally, he'd be happy to have a girl like her asking to eat lunch together, but sure, on the roof again?
No, there might be unkind people there, and you might feel sad again. No, I have the perfect place.
Where is it?
that's a secret. I'll show you at lunchtime.
He wasn't really sure how to feel about that. For once, John had something to look forward to, or dread. He wasn't sure. The minutes seemed to crawl by until it was finally lunchtime. When he went looking for Lizzie, he discovered that she was waiting behind him, completely silent, watching him. Hi, Lizzie.
Let's go! We don't need to go to the cafeteria. This way.
She practically dragged him away from the school and onto one of the paths in the nearby forest. Soon they got far enough that they didn't hear any sounds from the school. It's always a good sign.
Here is perfect. Just perfect.
Lizzie faced away from him, giving a soft little laugh. Then suddenly she whirled around, thrusting something toward him. A lunchbox.
I worked really hard on this. You have to eat it. You have to.
You have to. Okay. Thanks, Lizzie. She gave it a little squeal and promptly sat down on a small rock. It seemed she had a second lunchbox of her own, but she kept it on her lap until he opened his. John was braced for a horror show, but to his surprise, it was just normal food. It actually looked pretty good. He took a bite, and it tasted good too. John realized that Lizzie was staring at him intensely, as if her life was on the line, so he smiled at her. It's really good.
Yay! I worked so hard on it.
So, do you want to just eat together, or?
This is a date, isn't it? We should get to know each other more. I want to know everything about you.
Well, I'm nothing special.
That's not true.
Let me see, what to say. Despite himself, John found it easy to talk to her. I love the fucking change in music.
What?
What?
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. Stop saying what. You're distracting me.
But it's a let's play. I have to talk.
Let me cook.
Some magic is happening over here, folks. I don't know what he's doing.
Fucking what am I trying to think of? The music reminds me of something.
Skylander's dating sim?
You're not gonna help because you're not gonna have any idea what I'm trying to think of. At least I don't think so. What the? Just
Okay.
it'll come to me later, and I'll just blurt it out randomly. Sorry. Let's get
Anyway,
on with it.
what I was gonna say is that I love the change in music from like dun 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 to like just fucking complete change. Alright, despite himself, John found it easy to talk to her. He was sure he was sounding like an idiot, rambling about stupid, mundane topics, yet she listened to every word with rapt attention. It was bizarre to have someone actually care about his life. His father never had time, his friends were busy with their own things. Mrs. Smythe was just listening professionally, but Lizzie cared. He knew that she wasn't well, that her obsession was probably a sickness, yet a pathetic part of him didn't care. He was just happy to have someone paying attention to him. Only after talking for a long time did he realize that he was talking about himself like a self-centered jerk. He didn't seem to mind, but he still felt guilty. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. I can do that sometimes.
It's just like general fantasy music. That's what I'm just thinking of. I think I'm just thinking of that. There's like, what's this fantasy music?
Yeah.
Oh, don't apologize. I like listening to you talk.
It's been pretty boring, though. I mean, you already know a lot about me.
I want to know everything about you. I've been watching you a long time. I know all the facts, but I still don't know everything.
I only searched you up on Google and learned everything about you.
I can't see inside your head. That's where the important parts of John are, but I can't see them.
Let me crawl inside you and look inside your brain.
You got worms in your brain.
You got worms in your brain.
I wish there was a way to crack your head open. See all
Wow,
the
that
facts
is
inside.
exactly what she said, too. John swallowed uncomfortably. You can always just ask me what I'm thinking, okay?
Okay, you're so nice, John.
Okay. ...
Ellipses.
So, Lizzie, tell me about yourself.
Oh, there's nothing to tell. I'm not important. I just want to listen to you more.
This seems like a healthy relationship.
Parasocial.
Seems not one-sided at all. Yes, but if I want to know more about you, don't you want to tell me more?
Ah, John is so kind. I don't deserve him.
No shit. So, what about your parents?
I live alone now. Neither of my parents wanted me anyway.
Sounds like a healthy child. I'm sure that's not true. They probably
Trauma! You don't have to make me feel better. I don't mind.
Trauma bomb! He just like calls that out. You don't mind that your parents...
My father never loved me anyway, and my mother's dead now.
Wow, we have so much in common!
Ellipsis.
My parents separated too. They never made it formal, but yeah, they're separated. Mom doesn't like to visit, and Dad is always at work, so it's not like he's really there.
You mean they just leave you alone? How horrible! How dare they just leave you like that?
I should kill them! Clubs. Are you in any after-school clubs? When he wasn't pulling the conversation away from troubling topics, John actually found himself enjoying their talk. Or maybe he was just happy to be talking to someone and actually managing to pay attention to the conversation. He finished every bite of the lunch without thinking about it, given the way she stared at the last crumbs while he finished them. That was probably a good thing. Too late, it occurred to him that she might have tampered with the lunch. Yet as she stared at him, so pleased that he had enjoyed it, John couldn't believe that she would do anything bad to him. As soon as he had that thought, he remembered the tree and shivered involuntarily. After school, John had barely... we're back. John had barely gotten out the door when he spotted Lizzie following him. It seemed as though she was stalking him at first, but when he made eye contact, she gave him a sweet smile and skipped forward.
John, let's walk home together.
Do we live in the same direction?
No, but don't worry. I'll walk back to my house later.
Which meant she did know where he lived. He really needed to be more cautious. Maybe we could do something else. You remember our promise? You know, I'm actually halfway through this. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't give him the Game Grumps
I was gonna say,
protagonist
totally
voice.
should.
Maybe we could do something together. I don't know if I want to switch it now because I'm already like halfway in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll just keep with the regular voice. You remember our promise?
Yes.
Getting medicine and therapy has really helped me a lot. I hope it will help you too.
From like the other like hour and like 20 minutes or something we've played of this, it didn't seem like it was helping. So you're like, it's not working. It might start working. I marked a bunch of pencils down. Everything sucks.
Thanks for knocking down all my pencils. Really helpful.
Sorry. I didn't know it was a box of pencils there.
Just knocking down my box of pencils.
Why do you have a random box of pencils?
I like number 2 pencils.
You fucking pencil user.
All these kids using their mechanical pencils.
No, fuck.
They don't know how to.
pencils.
They don't know how to use number 2 pencils anymore.
Pens are where it's at.
These damn kids, they took their nerves. They took their nerves.
Like fucking
No, it's from South Park. The nobody took her nerves. Nobody took her nerves.
What?
There was a South Park 25th anniversary concert, and Troy Parker pulled his daughter up to the stage, and he's like, "The Joe Biden took your nerve," and her daughter was like, I don't know," and he's like, come on, little girl, "The Joe Biden took your nerve," and his daughter went, "Joe Biden took your nerve," and the crowd went, "Whoa!" What the fuck? It's really awesome. I mean, it's obviously like he didn't.
Troy Baker's so fucking.
Troy Baker. Who the fuck is Troy Baker?
I said Troy Baker.
Troy Baker.
Is that? Am I?
Parker.
Troy. I'm mixing up fucking Naughty Dog.
I said his name.
I'm mixing up the guy from Naughty Dog.
Sounds
Trey
like
Parker.
Sounds like Joe Biden took her nerves.
There's Troy Baker.
I mean, it's
is
obviously.
Naughty Dog,
I mean,
and
it's
then
obviously.
Trey Parker is South Park.
It's obviously satire. I would be highly surprised if a Republican watched South Park.
Well, yeah.
There's no fucking way. But, yeah, so. Anyway, now I think the easiest thing to do would be to take you to Miss Smythe. She could.
No!
Damn.
No, I hate her! She's awful and she wants to take you away from me.
Wait a second. Now, that's not true. She just wants the help.
John is too nice. He can't see what kind of person she is. I have to protect him.
Whoa, Lizzie. Whoa. Lizzie.
Yo, what the?
Bro, what the? Lizzie, wait. Calm down. If you don't want to talk to Miss Smythe, we can do something else, alright?
Okay.
So probably best not to choose a woman. There had to be male koi tech pharmacists in town. Maybe one of them could prescribe something. But he really wasn't sure how that worked. He had been counting on Miss Smythe to guide the process, but now he'd have to figure that out himself. Lizzie, I need to do a little research first. Is that okay?
Okay, I'll follow you.
Maybe it would be easier if I did it myself.
No, I don't like that idea.
I'll see you tomorrow, okay? You can bring another lunch.
Okay, see you tomorrow, John.
Did you pick up all the pencils?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Alright, sorry for the pencil fiasco, folks. He hoped that medication would help her stabilize. After all, she'd be cute if... Why exactly was he doing this? Maybe he had told himself if it was... He had told himself it was to help her and make sure no one got hurt, but now he was hoping she would become normal and stay with him. Pathetic. He couldn't get a girlfriend normally, and so he had to take advantage of some poor girl's obsession. Ellipsis. Real. For now, it didn't matter. She really did need help, and he might be able to get her to do it. It was just a question of how. Dude, John can fix her, though. John can fix her. She's just broken. He can fix her.
Just like the fucking trolls and Frozen said. She's a bit of a fixer-upper.
Yeah, she's
am I
just-
right.
She's just a bit of a fixer-upper, guys. I'm just gonna move these pencils just in case.
You knock over a box of pencils once and everyone's like, oh, don't let Eva near the pencils.
Yeah, you know. I went to college. Does everyone call me a college student? No. You help donate to charity. Does everyone call you a charity donator? No. But you fuck one goat. Anyway, for now it didn't matter. She really did need help. I already said that. It's my bad. The best way was probably to ask for advice, either from Miss Smythe or a pharmacist. He could try to research some himself, though he doubted he'd be any good at it, and he supposed it wouldn't hurt to ask her if she was taking anything else or had allergies or something. Damn it, he should have done that earlier. Now it was too late to... Ellipsis. John realized that she was still following him. He shouldn't have been surprised. Okay, so asking her...
said she was going to. I got it.
Okay, so asking her was still an option. But he had only so much time before he had to get home and do schoolwork, so he needed to choose carefully. Okay, I think if I remember correctly, this is like a huge decision in the game, like a huge decision.
Yeah.
So, what's our choice? Talk to Miss Smythe, talk to a therapist, research in the library, talk to Lizzie, go home early.
What talk to Lizzie is like we're gonna ask her about like what else she's not like if she's taking anything else or any allergies.
I think so.
Well, see, responsibly, that'd probably be the right thing to do. But let's go with that.
Talk to Lizzie?
Yeah.
John walked along the street until he was sure that Lizzie was slinking after him. Then he turned and waved at her. She waved back.
Hi, John. Did you change your mind? Can we go home together? I knew you...
No, I just wanted to check with you. Are you taking any medication right now? Have you had any bad reactions in the past?
Oh, no. I've never taken anything. My mother always looked...
My mother already... Sorry.
Would you like to buy a vowel?
Yes.
My mother always took too many drugs. It scared me when I was little.
I see. Are you sure you're really alright taking medication now, then?
Aw, John is so considerate. Don't worry. I'll be fine. I see you take your medication every day to try to get better. I want to be like you.
Okay, good. I hope it will help.
I'll take anything anything you give me, John.
That is
That's not a good mentality.
That is a great sentence to describe her entire mentality.
Yeah. It's not a good mentality.
If you gave me cocaine, I'd snort that shit up.
Stepping out onto the street, John glanced at his watch and decided he had some more time to research his options. Oh, I guess we have some more. Okay, so we
Okay,
get to
so
do...
cool. She's not taking anything, so I feel like if we talk to Miss Smythe, she's gonna fucking kill her. I would say pharmacist.
Smythe? Okay. Smythe?
Fine.
Smythe? I'm just kidding. If you want the pharmacist.
No, you
the
can do Smythe.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna go for. I just don't want Lizzie to fucking kill her.
John headed back to school and discovered that Smythe was still in her office. She always put in long hours. For a moment, he saw her at her desk before she had seen him. She looked older, more tired, just staring at the papers in front of her as she worked through them. When she spotted him, though, she immediately flashed a smile. Hello, John. Did you forget something? No, I was just wondering if you could help me with something. I know a person who seems to need some medical help, but it would really be easiest if they came in to see me. I'm afraid one of the issues is paranoia, I guess. I don't think they'd be willing to do that, but I'd like to help. Well, it's dangerous to diagnose someone indirectly, but if you describe them, I can at least give you some basic advice. John described Lizzie's worrying behavior as best he could without identifying her. He wasn't sure why he was so careful, maybe because she might come after him with a knife if he said too much. When he finished, Miss Smythe nodded thoughtfully. It does sound like a serious case. You'd want to get a blood test done in case there's some serious chemical imbalance. Do you think there are any drugs that could help? Koitek has a line of very powerful new drugs that could certainly help, but the question is which one would be appropriate. I get a sense that there's a fixation to it. I wish they'd finished developing Eroizepam. Sounds like a fucking weird ass. It's like this sounds like a weird ass Disney character or some shit.
It sounds like it's like Homestar and Homestar. There's marzipan and a Rosapam.
But I guess it's too early for that. No, I suggest one of two choices. These are fucking
Nihilism and Yandequel.
and I'm trying to think of like a dumbass
and Yoda
and Yandalorian prequel.
And Japanese.
Japanese. I've never heard of either of those before.
Exactly.
They wouldn't be at all appropriate for treating your condition, or most conditions, honestly. They're very experimental. Yandalorian, what is it you said?
Japanese.
Yakaroni and cheese is a sedative and antipsychotic, while nihilism promotes focus and clear thinking.
That doesn't seem like either would fuck. Well, actually,
nihilism does promote clear thinking.
Yeah. No, I was like, wait, no, nihilism, no, but Japanese,
Japanese. I'm not sure which one would be right. A decision like that should really be made by a medical professional. Are you sure I can't help directly? No, it will be fine. Thanks, Miss Smythe. Okay, I think we still have options. It was getting late, and John realized he needed to get home quickly if he was to have time for his homework. On his way back, he made sure that Lizzie was following him, but couldn't get a clear look at her. At least it was one more day until the weekend. Oh no, I think that was our choice.
Oh.
Sorry, I was hoping we could do the pharmacist thing.
Miss Smythe might die.
Friday.
Some of you might die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to take.
Willing to make. Friday passed faster than John had expected. Lizzie was nearby at all times, and they ate lunch together, but things were almost normal. Almost. Just when he started to get comfortable, she would give him a giggle that went on a little too long, or slide a hand toward where she hid her knife, or respond far more enthusiastically than she should. Was it bad of him to think she was really cute despite all that? She would be nice if she wasn't so, well, Lizzie.
Psychosocial.
But John hated it when his friends suggested he could be more fun if he wasn't depressed, and that thought left an ugly knot in his stomach. Well, it wasn't long now. Maybe she could get some real help. He made it through his last class, almost slept through a session with Miss Smythe, then headed home.
And now that we're at home, she goes and kills Miss Smythe, and then the next day she's fucking dead. Bet on it.
Okay. I honestly don't remember, so I can't even give like
I
a sly smile like I know.
Guarantee fucking to you, that's what happens.
John finished his homework and chores as fast as he could and went to sleep. Going out in public always drained him, and he wanted to have enough energy for the weekend. He woke up too early, eyes gritty and head still mired in half remembered dreams. John got up to get a drink and happened to glance out the window. Lizzie was standing outside his house with a huge smile on her face.
And blood.
After staring at her for a moment, John groaned and went back to bed. The second time he woke up, the sun had already risen. He felt a little better, but not much. Normally he would stay at home all weekend, but he couldn't do that if he wanted to help Lizzie. She was still standing outside his house in exactly the same place with exactly the same cheerful expression.
Okay, of everything she's done, that's the creepiest. That's the scariest. That she's just in the same fucking spot with the same expression, like a goddamn statue. That's scary.
John brushed his teeth, got dressed, combed his hair. He realized that he was acting like he was getting ready for a date. True, he had sort of accepted her confession. John decided that was just what he'd have to deal with now if he wanted to have a connection with her. Well, at least he was going to go out with a cute girl. He hadn't done that since middle school, and those are childish relationships. Man, I keep yawning. I'm not even tired. Of course, this was the only way he could get a date. Pathetic. Damn! Finishing his preparations, John headed outside. He hadn't noticed from his house, but Lizzie had gotten dressed up for the occasion. He'd never seen her outside her school uniform, and it made him hesitate for a moment. She'd obviously put effort into making herself look good, and she did. It would have been nice, if not for how it made him worry about the level of importance she was attaching to this day. As soon as Lizzie saw him, her smile became even brighter than it had been while waiting.
John, I'm ready!
Good morning, Lizzie. Did you sleep alright?
Oh, I didn't sleep. Let's go!
Oh, I didn't sleep.
Yeah, I was just standing like this, outside your window the whole night. Just watching. ...
She practically dragged him down the street, apparently heading for the bus station. Yet instead of looking forward, her gaze was fixed behind her on him.
Do you have a plan, John? This is our first date. It needs to be perfect.
Shit. He should have known she'd treat him this way. It wasn't like he hadn't had enough time. He used to be good at planning. What was wrong with him? Other than clinical depression. God, he was such a mess. Alright, he had to think. He used to be able to think on his feet. He could do this. So, I want to deal with medication issue first so the rest of the day can be fun, right?
Sure, whatever you want.
If we get a blood test, we'll need to wait a while. I was thinking we could get the test first, then eat breakfast, then get the results. That should give us the entire rest of the day.
That's such a great plan. Let's hurry.
John was glad to hear her respond so happily, but wondered if she would have said that no matter what he told her. I'm gonna stab you in the face, and then give you a hickey, and then I'm gonna give you AIDS, and then I'm gonna punch you in the face repeatedly. Okay. They took a bus across town to the furthest pharmacy and ordered a standard cortex sampling. Then you're gonna get a tramp stamp. Then you're gonna get some boob reductions. He'd been nervous that Lizzie might react poorly to the needle, but she just smiled sweetly at him while they took a bit of her blood, then hopped back up.
That's also really creepy.
Look, the Band-Aid has little kitties on it. It's so cute.
You want to eat something now, then?
Yes.
Tilde! Exclamation point! They walked to a nearby bakery, and he bought them a pair of pastries. One of the only advantages of his workaholic father was that he at least had a decent amount of spending money. Lizzie held hers in both hands, Megan cheerfully nibbling on the end of it. She stared at him while she was doing it, but otherwise she looked ordinarily cute instead of scarily cute.
Nom nom nom.
I will take either or. Scarily cute or normally cute. I'll take either. Haha, I didn't know you could act silly.
Hee hee. I don't hear you laugh very often. Usually you look so sad, and that makes me sad too, you fucking depressed motherfucker.
Stop being so depressed, you piece of shit. And like that, his good mood crumpled. I know, I'm always ruining everything. I don't know why everyone else stays near me when I just...
No!
Lizzie took his pastry and stuffed it in his mouth to shut him up.
You're not depressing at all, John. Just being around you makes me feel warm inside. Sorry, you can see that.
Inside.
Oh, okay. Get it out of my face, man.
I put the microphone in his face.
I just want to see you smile more. When you smile, I feel like maybe everything will be alright.
Take some time.
His attempt to talk around the pastry made Lizzie giggle, which made him laugh, which just set off a vicious cycle. After a bit of coughing, he had lost half his pastry but regained his good mood. It had been a long time since an emotional downturn hadn't sent him spiraling towards depression. Lizzie grinned at him and he smiled back at her. All at once he felt guilty for trying to convince her to take medication. Who was he to tell her what to do? Worse, was he manipulating her obsession like this? It was only to help her, but did that make it any better?
Oh shit, there's a whole another layer. Not only is it being so depressed that you just take any random girl who's kind of a fucking psycho to be with, but it's also that now he's like second guessing himself and thinking he's being manipulative towards her. It just gets worse.
The thoughts troubled him, but they remained on the back of his mind as they finished eating, talking lightly. But then they were finished, and it had been a while since the test. It was time to go back. Let's go get the results, okay?
Will John think differently about me?
No, I just wanted to find a way to help you, okay?
Okay.
She answered cheerfully, but something in the lightheartedness they had shared was gone, and it wasn't coming back. Swallowing, John steeled himself and walked with her back to the pharmacy. Lizzie slowed near the entrance, then shuffled backwards.
I'll stay here. You can bring me what I need, okay?
Okay, no problem. Inside, he found the pharmacist writing something on a clipboard. When he spotted John, he immediately frowned. You're alone? I suppose that's for the best. Anyway, we need to talk. Is something wrong? She's not sick, is she? It isn't that kind of test. It only takes a snapshot of a person's current condition. Is your friend going through a difficult time right now? Well, I mean, maybe a little. These are some extraordinary numbers. Most people only see those briefly, during the worst days of their lives. Take care of her until things pass, alright? Okay. There's something else I have to ask. It won't be comfortable, but it's necessary. Have you ever gotten any sense that she might hurt herself for someone else?
Oh! No! What? What? No!
How dare you? Blasphemy!
How dare you, good sir?
Seize him!
No, I can't imagine her doing anything like that. His eyes are shifting back and forth.
It's like,
Don't say it. Don't say it on here.
yeah, I won't.
Okay.
Because I think you knew what I was gonna say, but yeah, I won't. Wasn't me.
The lie was out of her mouth before she had consciously decided to lie. John regretted it immediately, yet now it was too late to contradict himself. The pharmacist grunted and looked over his papers. Well, keep a close eye on her. Even the gentlest person can be capable of violence under conditions like these. Is it really that bad? I thought she'd seen better lately.
Under pressure.
No, there must be some recent trauma she hasn't told you about. I'm certain of it. I mean, someone with numbers like these regularly, they would be completely incurable, insane, probably and definitely a threat to society.
Sounds like they need to lock her in a room.
Dude, this guy sounds
a
like
room with rats.
Yeah.
She might be crazy. Crazy?
dude.
She was crazy.
This pharmacist sounds like he doesn't know anything about Lizzie. Clearly, he doesn't know Lizzie as well as we do.
Lizzie, crazy? I think you're crazy, bud.
Yeah. Ellipsis. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to imply anything. I'm sure she'll work through things and go back to normal soon. Except,
newsflash, buddy, she's totally normal.
I didn't mean to imply anything, but your girlfriend should definitely be in an insane asylum. Like, I'm talking Arkham levels of insane, but I'm not trying to imply anything. So, can he prescribe anything? I can give you 2 weeks of either poopy butthole or shit in a magazine.
Yeah,
that should get her.
Nihilism.
That should get her over the rough patch. I'm just fucking gonna say whatever random words come to my head when I see those words.
Okay.
I'm not pronouncing them. Just 2 weeks. Can't you prescribe more? Not without much more extensive evaluation, but like I said, that's all you'll need. I'm sure she'll recover soon.
dot dot dot. I really should be asking her directly, but in her present condition, I think it'd be safer to bend the rules and let you act like a family member. So which
Why'd you randomly went like
family
New York
member?
family member?
That's how I've been doing his accent the whole time.
But you just randomly like went and act like a family member.
You're fine. I'll just go full New York, Los Angeles, Miami, New Yorker. Fuck you. So which one of these do you think would be the best
Okay,
for?
now you're more like Gilbert Godfrey.
Which one of these do you think would be best for?
Yandaquel.
That was not
That
Gilbert.
wasn't-
That
no.
wasn't Gilbert Godfrey.
It wasn't.
I meant what?
apologize.
No, I meant what I said before. But
But when I just did it, it wasn't very good. Yandaquel.
2 weeks of Yannick coming up. Try to help her rest, okay? Yeah, okay. Heading outside, John handed the bag to Lizzie. He had pushed pretty hard to get to this point, but he would never force her to take the medication. His father had used to talk like he didn't have a choice about depression medication, practically threatened to force feed him. John refused to do that to anyone else. But Lizzie didn't make it an issue. Okay, alright, man.
Sorry.
But Lizzie didn't make an issue of it at all. Smiling at him, she opened the bag, shook out one of the pills, and swallowed it without even taking a drink. She'd given the label a careful look, though.
Okay, I hope you can love me now, John.
Lizzie, no, I never meant anything like that. Please don't.
That didn't taste bad at all. So we can go on with our date now, John, can we?
He wanted to go back to what he said, reassure her that he meant nothing wrong by it, but his words stuck in his mouth. Maybe on some level he did mean to force her. Maybe he was repeating everything that had been done to him.
You just don't want to get fucking killed by psycho bitch.
But with Lizzie smiling at him like that, he couldn't fall too far into depression. Instead, John smiled back and gestured for her to follow. Without any great ideas, I would love to watch a therapist react to this game. I wonder if I could find a playthrough of a therapist reacting to this game. I'm really interested. Without any great ideas, John thought they should go to the park. Their town had a pretty nice park, and it was usually empty this day. Wait a minute. I feel like I've seen this exact background used in Doki Doki Literature Club mods. Like, I mean, it's not like this unsaturated. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a lot more brighter, but I think this is like, I've definitely seen this exact like background because they have like a lot of like, oh, Sayori and MC go to the park scenes.
I guarantee you, there's probably like some websites that have like just are like visual novel backgrounds.
That might be it too. You might be right. It's probably true. Without any great ideas, John thought they should go to the park. Their town had a pretty nice park, and it was usually empty this time of day. His friends always said that a movie would be the best first date. But
no, that's fucking the awful first date because then you don't get to talk to your date if
Yeah.
you're watching a movie.
Yeah,
Everyone
no,
knows that.
that is a terrible first date. You should watch a movie when you've already been with the person for a while, because then
dinner is the best. Talk to them over dinner.
Once you get to know someone, like just being when you can have a conversation just by being silent, that is great.
Mhm.
Which is why a movie is a later date, not a first
A
date.
movie is like a third or fourth date because then you also get to see how they are during movies, and that could be like that could send off red flags.
Well, me and you are both MST3K when we're watching a movie. We just like comment on everything. We're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? That's a dumb. I remember like everyone got mad at us during Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh my god, we were so shit on
we
that
were
movie.
fucking-
So
we were
bad.
We were absolutely diarrhea barfing all over that fucking movie the whole time. But he suspected they would mostly want to try to cop a feel.
No,
Besides,
that's not
I don't know
the
a
right
single
phrase.
person who would ever do that.
That's not
Besides-
the right phrase to use there. Like, get a feel for, not cop a feel.
Besides, he was worried Lizzie would end up watching him instead of the movie. I think he's saying a movie is like, oh, my dick's in the popcorn bucket, or like try and like snuggle up to him and touch their boob. I think he's saying that like a first movie date is like because they just want to touch the girl or something. I don't know. That's just what I got from it. I don't. Besides, he was worried Lizzie would end up watching him instead of the movie. In the park, Lizzie happily skipped along the path, often looking back to him, but at least looking at a lot of other things. As he watched, he realized that she was definitely more stable than usual. She stayed cheerful and sweet without any threat to violence. Could it really be the Yondaquil? With him, the Paxatine had taken weeks to work, and whether or not it actually helped had been really unclear. Then again, Lizzie was her own case.
Placebo effect.
Of course, it took more than medicine to cure a serious condition. He knew that all too well. As Miss Smythe had said, therapy was also an important component of recovery. Hers had certainly helped him a lot. The third main component was a social support network, and there he completely failed to take her advice. He still spent most of his time alone or in meaningless old relationships.
Womp womp.
I live life on a womp to womp basis. But hey, now he was walking in a park with a girl his age. Maybe things were looking up.
What do you mean, girl his age? Why is that? Why you had to say that specifically? What that mean? Hey, yo, what the?
I don't think that's what he meant.
That's like such a random thing to mention. Now he's walking around with a girl his age. Like,
I think he meant like he's not walking with like a therapist or like a mother or like a relative. Like he's talking to a girl in his age group.
Okay, and
I don't think he's implying that he's being like, I'm totally not a pedophile, guys. Hands in the air waving.
No. Hold on. But it's like, okay, I know he's like super fucking depressed and all that shit, but like, I don't know. To me, it was just really odd to specifically mention that, and like,
I think you're looking way too deeply into this one detail.
I don't know. It seems really random.
Like, if your parents bring someone over and like they have, it's like, oh, I have my friend coming over, oh, and she has kids that are your age. It's like, they're your age. That's all they're saying.
No, it's different. That's different.
And for once in his life, things went his way. Lizzie was happy to eat fast food for lunch and didn't even try to feed him anything. Afterward, it was pretty much out of plans, and Lizzie didn't want to stop. Fortunately, she was happy to drag him around to see random things. In a way, he is grateful for that. He had spent all his energy for making decisions during the morning. It was easy to just glide along in her wake.
Oh, never mind. You said it right.
And that way, she was a good match for him. When the sun started setting, John was actually surprised. How the day really passed that quickly. He could barely drag himself through a lot of weekends. This was a welcome change.
Holy shit, is that a John?
With a girl. Hey guys. Oh,
new one. Okay, hold on. I haven't gotten a new voice in a while.
I was gonna do MC voice for him. But it's up to you.
Is that that crazy chick you told me about?
Why is he Mexican?
Fine. Do you want what?
Whatever. I don't care. Oh yeah, that's definitely her. Are you that desperate, John?
Give it a half so much of a sad sack he's been lately. I'm pretty sure he is.
Do you have any girlfriends?
Do any of you have girlfriends?
Do any of you have girlfriends?
Ellipses.
Ellipses. You guys talk so much shit. Just leave Lizzie out of it, okay? Oh, fuck you, John. If she isn't crazy, you could never get a girl as cute as her. Oh, sorry.
She is pretty hot. I don't get why she's with you.
Yeah, this doesn't really make any sense.
Aw, Jansa, are you going to cry? Better not, sir, or she's realize how pathetic you are.
His positive mood was completely gone. He knew he should check to see how Lizzie was taking the mocking. I don't think Lizzie's taking it too well. Lizzie was
like fucking Uncle Ruckus sleep.
But it was the most he could do not to fall into a mire of self-hatred. As always, he felt like he should be stronger than this, less emotionally fragile, and that just added to his self-hatred. If it had been anyone else, he might have crashed completely, but he knew these guys, and he was at least familiar with their attitudes. John pulled himself together and faked a smile at them. Sounds like sour grapes to me. You all? Sour grapes. I got them sour grapes.
Oh, yes, you do.
You all have fun with each other, okay? Come on, Lizzie, let's get out of here. They scoffed, but he didn't care. Taking her hand, he walked as fast as he dared out of the alleyway. When they were a safe distance away, he finally glanced at Lizzie and shivered. Her eyes were
Man, that was
staring.
just like Silent Hill.
Her eyes were staring intensely at nothing, and she was gnawing at one knuckle. Was there blood running down her finger? Abruptly, she squeezed his hand, then swept both her hands. Then swept both her hands behind her back and smiled at him.
That was really sweet of you, John. You're always so nice.
Don't let those guys bother you. They just say a lot of stuff, but it doesn't mean anything. It especially won't mean anything when you murder them viciously in their sleep.
Ellipsis.
No, she's got a creepy face on. You gotta do.
Ellipsis.
There you go. You might. I don't know if well, I'll probably pick it up. Is your finger okay? It looked like.
Okay, John. Don't worry.
Well, should we keep going?
Okay.
But they hadn't gotten far before John realized that he couldn't follow up on that. He had pulled himself together long enough to walk away, but he had nothing left. It was all too much. He wasn't usually outside in public this much, and though being with Lizzie wasn't too bad, he wasn't stable enough for this much interaction.
John, are you okay?
I'm tired. I think I need to go home.
Is something wrong? Did I do something wrong?
He could hear the tremor in her voice, knew she needed affirmation, but the apathy was choking him to death. He had no energy for anyone else, no energy for anything but getting back home, curling up and wishing he was dead. What?
It was just like a hair hanging off her chin.
Okay. Thanks for interrupting our video for that. Somehow he said goodbye, found the bus, and got all the way back home. The events passed like he was suffocating in gauze. Thank you. The world around him too unreal to have any effect. Maybe he should have reassured Lizzie, but it didn't matter. He was an idiot for thinking he could help her. Nothing he did mattered. On Sunday, John woke up utterly miserable. It took him several minutes just to push the sheet off his face, then he immediately winced at the light. There's probably no way he was going to get out of bed for the entire day, not feeling like this. He had homework due on Monday, but he just didn't care. He'd get hungry eventually, but it didn't compare to the deeper emptiness gnawing at him. Everything hurt and nothing mattered.
I had days like that.
Just when he was going to roll over and futilely attempt to go to sleep, he heard someone knocking at the door.
Good morning, John.
He stared at the ceiling for a while, then pulled his sheets over his face. Not today. He had no energy for anyone else. She'd have to take care of herself. Soon enough, she stopped knocking. Good. John let the blanket stay on his face, but he didn't close his eyes, just staring at the fabric. That was when he heard the front door close. Under normal circumstances, he would have been upset or uncomfortable, but in the grip of depression, he barely registered what it meant.
Good morning, John.
He didn't respond. She didn't even seem to notice, moving closer and pulling the blankets away from his face.
Are you having a bad day? Don't worry. Lizzie will take care of you.
And with that, she began bustling around him, apparently not even caring that he didn't respond. She untangled the sheets and tucked him in better, humming a little tune the entire time.
Stay right there, okay?
She gave him a little peck on the cheek, then skipped out of the room. She heard her go across the floor, then enter the kitchen and began opening things.
Don't worry, I'm gonna hum you a little tune. This one's called Dragula.
My Dragula. She just starts going.
I'm gonna hum you a little tune.
I'm gonna hum a little tune. I push my fingers into my eyes.
Strangely, just having her present helped. The worst part of the days he couldn't get out of bed was actually the boredom. He didn't want to do anything, but that left his mind grinding. But that left his mind. Yeah, I was gonna say, but that left his mind grinding against itself.
This is average Radiohead experience: the music versus the lyrics.
Now at least he had Lizzie to listen to. It sounded like he found the pots and pans pretty quickly and turned on the stove. I think that was she found them. Since his mother had left, most of them didn't get much use. John's father never cooked anything, and though John had learned to cook himself, he usually just used the same pan every day. Was she really going to cook for him?
You washed that shit, are you still right?
He recalled that her lunches had been pretty good, so maybe he had something to look forward to. Lizzie popped in again to open his window and let fresh air in.
Do you have any rat poison?
She was afraid that she would try to talk to him.
Do you
but
have
she
any
just...
dimethylhexane?
What? She would try to talk to him, but she just smiled. Oh, shit. But she just smiled when he looked at her and kept moving around.
I'm sorry to bother you. I just couldn't find the potassium cyanide.
Soon she headed back out, still humming to herself. Eventually she returned with a steaming bowl of soup. John stared at it, so she sat down on the bed and held out a spoon for him.
Eat up! You need your strength.
It looked like she was going to hold the spoon in front of him until he ate it, so John gave in and accepted the spoonful. Even
Frog's breath.
even what?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay. Even
There's nothing more suspicious than frog's breath.
Alright. That's a very specific, obscure reference.
Obscure? Nightmare Before Christmas is like one of the most beloved movies ever.
No, but an obscure reference from the Nightmare. Like, there's so many things, iconic things you can reference, and that is one that most people probably wouldn't get.
It's when Sally gives Dr. Finkelstein his soup. And she has,
I've watched that.
Spoon in
I've
her
watched
sock,
that.
So she takes it out and it's got the holes in it so she doesn't get put to sleep by the frog's breath or the wormwort. She hides the scent with the frog's breath.
Okay, that's very, specific, though.
I guarantee you it's not. It's one of the most, important moments in the movie.
It's the most iconic moment in the movie.
Because that's how Sally gets out to go give Jack the gift basket to help him discover Christmas or whatever. Not discover Christmas, that.
When Jack discovers Christmas, no one remembers that. Christmas Town. When they sing the Sandy Claus song, no one remembers that moment. No one remembers Oogie Boogie rolling the dice. No one remembers that scene, but everybody remembers the frog's breath scene, of course.
I guarantee you.
Okay.
If you're as big as of a, if you're as big as
your mom.
If you're as big as of a fan of the Nightmare Before Christmas as I am, where I've seen it, at least I see it once a year during November.
Even through his gray haze, it wasn't bad. He opened his mouth when she fed him another spoon.
Even more than that, so I know everything about it.
Dude, she fed him a spoon, dude. He just fucking gobbled the spoon up.
Frog's breath.
After he ate the soup, she left him alone again for a while, and he actually drifted to sleep. It was heavy, exhausted sleep, but it was better than nothing.
Oh my.
When he woke up, Lizzie was sitting nearby, staring at him with a dead look in her eyes, but John found that...
I haven't watched my Nightmare Before Christmas annual watch through for 2023 yet.
Alright,
Sorry,
we're off the Nightmare Before Christmas thing. Shut up.
Keep going. I'm shutting myself up.
But John found that he didn't even care.
Sally.
I will beat you! She spent the entire day caring for him, always fussing around for his comfort and feeding him regardless of his objections.
Honestly, I'm with... That makes me like her a little bit, but I didn't know she's, a psycho. But, having, someone, take her, you like that? That's, that...
No, Lizzie's a nice girl and there's nothing wrong with her.
Chocolate on my shirt. That's
Definitely
great.
Nothing bad happens in this game. It's just Lizzie being nice the whole time. I promise.
You, BRB.
Okay, I guess I'm carrying this. Okay, somehow she managed to convince him to sit up, propped against some pillows, and once he was sitting up, it was easier for him to do something else, like read for a while. To his surprise, Leslie actually pulled out some homework and began working through it, humming to herself. He wasn't sure why he was surprised. Obviously, she was a student too, but somehow he didn't think people like her actually worked or studied. By the end of the day, he was actually feeling close to better, but when he tried to get up, Lizzie kept him down with a gentle hand on his chest.
You get better, okay? I'll see you Monday.
She stayed with him until he finally went to sleep for the night. It was only as he was drifting off peacefully that he realized that he had definitely locked the door the night before.
I got chocolate on my shirt for my ice cream.
Cool. On Tuesday, John and Lizzie ate lunch together as if everything was normal, and in some bizarre way, it really was. Perhaps due to the medication, she seemed so much more stable than before. She was sweet and kind at all times, always considerate and affectionate. I don't know if you heard that last line about
him
the
saying,
door was locked.
Okay,
I went
"Oh,
like the skeleton is going here.
huh? Okay." Yet there was the occasional. I was like, no one watching this is gonna know what you mean.
About the Nightmare Before Christmas thing?
No, the skeleton.
No, I know. I was pointing it out to you. I know they're not gonna know. I'm not fucking stupid. Damn.
I'm not stupid. What do you mean?
I don't think I'll Frankie like you should.
I've got Malkinson. I got diabetes.
Comprende tu, rendezvous, cordon bleu.
Yet there was the occasional moment where she still seemed a little obsessed. Yeah, a little. The slightest positive comment from him would be interpreted as a sign of their destined love.
I
But all
understand that too.
But all in all, okay. John was happier.
What is that supposed to mean? What are you-
Listen, I'm not gonna talk about my relationship habits, okay?
Yeah, I'm always talking to girls, and they're always like, they're destined for my love.
No,
Yeah,
no,
just-
it's not. No, not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. Not that.
You mean the other way around?
It's I can get like a little obsessive. So like the slightest little comment, I'm just like
Well, I mean,
I can control. Like I'm not like crazy obsessive. I
they're
can
always
control it.
they're always like, you have a big dick, and I'm like, oh, I destined love.
It's not that I don't want to have a big dick. I don't want a dick. It doesn't mean anything. I'm like, okay, that's not a compliment.
You have a big vagina.
Yes.
Oh my god, I don't have one.
But all in all, John was happier than he had been in a long time. His classmates even stopped messing with him about Lizzie, though he wasn't sure if that was because she seemed normal or because they were afraid of her.
I like I never remember which one is the former and which one's the latter. I like whichever one the second one is. Is that
What?
the
What do you-
former or the latter?
The former is the first one.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Latter is
I
the
prefer
last
I
one.
prefer the latter. I like the thought
It's,
that they're afraid of her.
Because former F first, latter
I
last.
thought so, but I was like, I don't fucking know. It's such some fucking like 50-year-old shit to say.
It's just a normal thing to say.
I'm being stupid. Okay.
Yet he
No.
wasn't. Not really. He had a hard time believing that anyone could really love him, yet it seemed that Lizzie truly did. If anything, he worried that he could never love her back that intensely.
Oof.
He had an appointment scheduled with Miss Smythe on Wednesday, yet for once, when he walked into her office, he didn't feel like he desperately needed it.
Wait, she's alive?
Yeah, she's alive.
What? That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
I
I
think-
can't believe that.
I'm pretty sure she stays alive.
Cool, because I like her better than Lizzie.
Damn. Is that because she got more boobage?
No, it's because she's not a fucking psycho. She's the only other girl in this
As-
story that's not a psycho.
He just can't admit it.
Also, yeah, she has more boobs. But
Also, she has more boobs, but that's not my point, okay?
well, okay, if you have Miss Smythe and Lizzie to compare, Lizzie, psycho. Miss Smythe, not psycho.
Right. So
Also,
Lizzie
bigger
is,
boobs.
Right. So Lizzie is hotter. 'Cause she
No.
has the psycho part on her side.
See, that's where I differ from you. Is I'm not fucking crazy, and I don't like Yuri and other various characters who are
Hey,
fucking psychos.
Yuri is only psycho after Monica manipulates her code. But I also
Stop bringing lore into
But I
this.
also find Yuri way hotter when she is a psycho.
and okay, exactly. You're fucking you're fucking crazy.
I know. Actually, well, crazy with crazy. That's why I like it. Actually, I'm feeling really good.
Me crazy.
Maybe we should skip today's. You should know better than that. If you stop the treatment that's making you feel better, you might have another relapse.
I love having relapses.
No, you're right. Sorry. Don't be sorry. Just lie down and take a load off. So, how have you been doing lately? Well, I'm okay, I guess. The lack of music kind of creeped me out for a second. That's better than most weeks, so it looks like you're making progress. By the way, I've seen you pass with a girl. Are you two dating? Ooh, yes, we're dating. Maybe something like that.
Okay.
No, we're just friends. No, she's sort of stalking me. It's complicated.
Okay, if we say any of the last 3, she's gonna like be watching us and she's gonna fucking kill us or Miss Smythe. I would
Don't
say,
you want to see some death? Come on, let's make this playthrough
but
interesting.
I don't want to get Miss Smythe killed.
I would say she's sort of stalking me, or it's complicated. Because I kind of want.
Sure, say stalking.
Okay. You're speaking casually, right? Stalking is an actual crime, you know. You should report that to. No, nothing like that. Good. I assumed as much, since it looked like more than that to me. And along those lines, I have to ask: have the two of you been intimate? Well, what? How can you ask that? I'm not teasing you. This is a very serious question.
That's a legit question.
You better not be leading up to giving me a lecture about safe sex or abstinence or anything. So, should I take that as a no? Yes, I mean, no, we haven't done anything like that. It's good to hear that you're at least expressing interest. Koitek got back to me about erozepam, and it's still decades from viability, so we don't have a solid option for libido issues. Can we talk about something else? Anything else? Is Koitek the only medication company in the fucking world?
Apparently the only company.
They make all sorts of shit. They fucking couches, dildos. They make everything. You can't get anything else from any other company. Walmart. They bought out Walmart. They bought out Disney.
Amazon.
They bought out no other company fucking
They bought out
exists.
fucking Nintendo.
Sorry to make you uncomfortable, John, but I do need to be concerned about your welfare in all respects. To that end, I need to ask one more question. Has the girl ever displayed any strange behavior or erratic tendencies?
What do you think?
What kind of behavior?
Let me think. 27 accounts of assault.
39 buried, 0 found.
28 stabs.
And I stabbed him 37 times in the chest.
And where his hands, Carl? My stomach was getting the rumblies.
For hand that only hands could satisfy. Well, for example, fixations bordering on serious OCD, maybe violent tendencies, mood swings. Those are pretty specific symptoms. Is something wrong? No,
Women.
just covering the bases. Women. Always worried about me getting axe murdered. I can't believe you think that kind of thing about Lizzie. I'm not being rude, John. This is important. You see, I looked up that girl's records, and to my surprise, I actually knew her mother. You knew Lizzie's mother? Yes, Abby Doss took part in one of our early clinical trials. She was one of the women who had to be removed from the study when we learned that they had lied about being pregnant at the time. Plus, I thought she displayed addictive tendencies. I understood she began abusing prescription painkillers later in life, too. The poor girl probably had a hard childhood. Ellipsis. So anyway, I just hope that the girl turned out alright. Any drugs taken while someone is in utero.
Whoa!
Nirvana reference?
I don't know where our in utero CD is. But yeah!
Nirvana reference? Fire emoji, fire emoji.
Nirvana mentioned Rah!
Can have permanent long-term impact, so I'm glad the girl turned out normal.
She turned out about as normal as Kurt when he messes up a solo.
She's about as normal as regular show. Moving on, you seem so much better. I assume the issue of emotional grayness took care of itself. Let me look around the screen for a second. Yeah, of course.
Did you bump the mic?
I think I did, yeah, probably.
The recording?
Yeah, in the recording, just boom! Miss Smythe seemed so positive. He couldn't bring himself to tell her the truth, because despite all the general improvement in his life, that aspect of it had not. Lizzie was a single spot of color in his world, but the rest was even grayer than before. The rest of this session passed in a gray blur. When it was over, John was in a strange mood. He felt a little better, but not much. Usually after a therapy session, he floated in an empty tranquility, but now his mind was racing. He impatiently sat through his next class, but his mind was on what Miss Smythe had said about Lizzie's mother. Could that be a part of the reason for her instability? When he had a...
No.
No
That's
way.
impossible.
No, it has nothing to do with
Drug
that.
use while being pregnant, nothing ever bad happens.
No.
When that happens.
No one's ever done anything crazy on cold medicine. When he had a free period, John headed straight to the library and tried to look up past incidents. It was hard to find information on Koitek's old child. I'm trying to remember what the line was from Smiling Friends. He's like, no one's ever done anything crazy on sleeping pills. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But when he eventually gave in and looked at the microfilm, he actually found some relevant articles. He knew that Lizzie was born in 1970.
Where was he looking?
For?
To the library. I thought it was something else. I was like, where the fuck are you getting microfilm from where he was? I was like, oh, library. That makes more sense.
He knew that Lizzie had been born in 1972, so he was able to skim back.
Wait, so when the fuck does this take place? Is this like 1990? Because I assume she's probably at least around 18.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Lizzie's 18. Because he's still in school.
Yeah, well, exactly. So, like, okay. Damn, that explains why he's like... Never mind.
Okay.
I was going to say something and then I forgot what I was going to say, so just move on.
He was able to skim back to around the time she had been born. He actually found the birth announcement in the local paper easily, but for the rest, he was left searching aimlessly through shitty local articles. Damn,
that's the
fucking stupid local articles.
It's like they really didn't like those articles. That's like the only swear word I've ever seen.
And then, all at once, it was easy. Yeah.
It's the first swear word I've ever seen in my life.
Swear words before. I totally haven't said like 20 throughout the series.
There's a series of articles that took his research from a boring whim to something that had him on the edge of his seat. Apparently, before it was called Koitek, the company had been called Pharmavax. That's like a great non-threatening name. Mm-hmm. They rebranded after a series of drug recalls had ruined their reputation.
Oh, so they're like Meta.
John sat back, unable to read any further. Was that really the explanation? It felt so cheap.
That's like literally how it is. Every time you find some shit like that, it's the most dumb shit. And that's exactly what it's like.
It was easy to presume that Lizzie's mother had been involved in one of the recalled Pharmavax trials, and her unborn child must have suffered the consequences
of being a psycho bitch.
Could that really have unbalanced Lizzie in this way? If so, that meant this was no phase she was going through. If her early development had been altered, she was probably this way for life. Yet the second emotion he felt was anger. Anger that Miss Smythe or anyone else could think Lizzie was just some freak chemical accident. It was too much like the scorn that had been heaped on him for his depression. Whatever her problems.
Scorn that had been heaped on him for his depression.
Whatever her problems, Lizzie was a good person who deserved respect. Help, but respect before anything else. Depression quickly followed on the heels of his anger. Unable to deal with any more of these thoughts, John had just walked out without even replacing the microphone.
What an asshole.
He drifted through the rest of the day, still stewing over what he'd learned. At times, he almost convinced himself that this was a good thing. If drugs had unbalanced Lizzie, maybe they could balance her again. He could almost imagine them together, helping each other, maybe even getting married. I like your mentality, John.
What? Man, if drugs messed you up, they must help put you back together. Try more drugs.
Drugs, do more drugs, flip women, this pussy, fuck it, this girl, all night long. Please drink responsibly.
When she passed him in the hallway, her eyes lit up, not in mere elation, but with a burning intensity. And in that moment, John was sure that Lizzie couldn't be cured. The question was, did he want her to be? Because he found her psychoticness super sexy.
No, that's you. That's only you.
I'm pretty sure John does too. If you have been paying attention, John does.
Like when he said John does, I heard jaundice, and I was like, "Why are you bringing up jaundice?" Juan DJ. The first time I saw the word jaundice,
he literally just said he thought about them getting married. Then proceeded with the statement: did he really want her to be not insane?
Okay, so now imagine, that part in that one Tom and Jerry episode where Tom gets like mashed into the cuckoo clock, and then the cuckoo birds like coming out of his mouth. That's how I feel right now.
Okay.
Thinking, like, talking to you.
Okay.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Several days later, as they were leaving school, Lizzie caught up with him, an odd look on her face.
I don't even want to fucking read her lines anymore. I hate her.
What?
John, I'm so happy.
Why do you hate her? She didn't do nothing wrong.
She did things wrong from the start.
She didn't do anything wrong.
She did.
She only stalked us. There's nothing wrong with it. Really? I'm just kidding. Just read.
Do you want me to read her lines?
No,
She's like
I'll
the,
read them.
Okay,
I'll
she's.
read
I'm
'em.
like she's the
I
only
just-
character you fucking voice
I don't-
besides classmate one.
I don't like you right now. I'm not very happy with you right
Okay,
now.
well, fuck you.
I spent so long just watching you, imagining what it would be like to say hello, to hear you say my name, for you to look at me,
Ellipsis.
that we can actually talk like this. It's like a dream, a wonderful dream. I never want it to end.
I'm happy I met you too, Lizzie. This past week has been fun.
Ellipses.
Say, how is the Yondaquil working out for you? No unpleasant side effects?
It's wonderful. Thank you so much for giving it to me.
Give me more!
Give me more, give me more.
Well, I hope we can find you some more once this dose runs out. Some drugs you can renew week to week, but I don't know about this one. It could be a pain.
Oh, I'll just do cocaine. Oh no, I wouldn't want you to go to any trouble for me.
But it's helping, right? I want you to be able to have more if you want it.
That's so sweet, but it's not necessary. It helped us get closer together, didn't it? That's enough.
Yeah, I needed more, you fucking psycho bitch.
Well, you're fucking mean. But, oh, sorry.
But Johnny!
We've been dating since you accepted my confession, but we've only done normal things.
What? Bro, what the?
What the?
I want to have sex!
I want to rail you. I want to go on a murder spree with you, John. Whee!
Oh, I didn't realize you went to the next line. I was confused.
I love being with you, every single moment, but can we do something more?
I want you to touch these big fat Dobar honkeros.
They might as well.
Might as well.
People already thought of them as dating, and she seemed so sweet for so long. What was the worst that could happen?
See, and that's why you never say that phrase. We learned how bad that phrase is from Inside Out, guys.
What?
'Cause
line?
at the beginning,
No, what?
the
what line?
what's the worst that can happen?
Oh. What? When was that? When was that an Inside?
Inside Out.
Inside Out. Oh. Got it. I was like, Inside. I was like, Inside doesn't have any fucking dialogue.
Please, Johnny.
You need to do that voice for Lizzie the entire time, please. We have a lot of options, considering that we have all next week off.
Ellipses. Ellipses, Johnny.
But we don't have to wait that long. How about we plan something for Friday night?
Last Friday night.
I don't have a car to pick you
I know
up,
you're
but
looking at that cave and you're feeling kind of.
I can take you to a nice restaurant.
Ah, yes, Johnny.
Good, then it's a plan.
Friday. Yes.
She would still have a day or two of medication left on Friday. John figured she would stay stable. Maybe the date would leave her happy enough that she'd change her mind about staying on her meds. No matter what mistakes her mother made, maybe Lizzie could be stable with the right treatment. John really thought this could work out between them.
Johnny. Are you?
Oh no, Johnny.
Wow, Johnny, this place is so nice.
As nice a place as they'll let high school kids in, with only a few days for reservation anyway.
When I asked for a romantic place, I never dreamed it would be this romantic.
Yeah, this is the most romantic place I've ever fucking seen.
This looks like where the one FBI lady got killed in Death Note. Sorry if there's spoilers, but also if you're gonna watch Death Note and you haven't seen it by now, then it's Taylor Swift.
Now I gotta put a Death Note spoiler warning.
I never. That
Hold on,
it's
let me check
that's
where we're at.
very undescript, actually.
I guess you're right. Whatever.
Or,
I'm not dressed up enough for this. This is the kind of place you want to take someone to propose.
So just so it's clear, I'm not going to propose.
Aw, well, remember, this is a good place for it, Johnny.
John could only hope that the place would be nice. All I knew about it was that his parents said it was nice back when they were together.
ugh,
What?
this is sad gray mom.
Okay. They entered, and Lizzie was delighted by everything. The decor, the menu, the lighting, the food. Or maybe she was just really delighted with one thing, the event itself.
Fortunately, the staff seemed to find her adorable instead of disturbing, so John found himself relaxing, even when they were just chatting idly. Lizzie was nice to be around. Midway through the meal, he realized that Lizzie was resting her hand on the table. She wasn't necessarily inviting it, but if he stretched, she thought he could put his hand on top of hers.
No.
Take her hand.
Nah.
Lizzie's eyes went wide when he touched her, for a moment just staring as if she couldn't believe it. But after a moment, she gave him a brilliant smile and laced her fingers through his. Okay, he hadn't meant to do that, but John decided he could just awkwardly hold her hand while they ate. That certainly seemed to be Lizzie's intention. She actually wasn't getting a lot eaten, since she didn't talk with her mouth full and listened raptly whenever he talked, but at least she seemed to be having fun. After a while, Lizzie patted at her mouth with her napkin and sighed in satisfaction. She didn't let go of his hand, though.
That was wonderful, Johnny. Absolutely wonderful.
Alright, you know what? Maybe that voice isn't the best. Yeah, it's all really good.
No, not the food. The date, Johnny. Oh, but it means you talk so much, you haven't gotten to eat very much.
That's okay,
No, you look at that fool around me, Johnny. No, I'll be quiet and watch while you eat.
So Lizzie, how about you tell me where you live?
Oh, it isn't too special. Just a house.
If I asked someone where they live and they said a house, I'd be like,
Just be like, you know what? Fuck you. Do you live with someone? I know not your parents, but some other relative?
Okay, wait, actually, that's interesting. Calling her mother her first name.
Yeah.
No, it's just me. Abby inherited the house, I think. And she didn't manage to sell it off when things got bad.
I was like, I wonder where this is gonna go, because he technically shouldn't know that her mother's name is Abby yet. Abby? Okay, he is gonna fake like he doesn't know who it is. Good choice, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
My mother, she was an awful woman. I don't want to talk about her. It's a nice enough house, I suppose. Abby wrecked a lot of it, but I've been able to repair it with the money from James.
It's like she's been able. She refers to her mother as Abby because she fucking hates her. Your father?
I guess. But he never cared enough to meet me. Abby always complained about him, and the checks don't always come. But I don't want to talk about that. It's all horrible, isn't it? People who can't even pretend to be in love just tear into each other. It's not what I want. Not at all. When I fell in love with you, I knew it would last forever. ... Wouldn't it be nice for us to get a house together? Maybe even build one? Oh, so many choices I can't decide.
Bitch, I am not building a house. This ain't no Minecraft.
But I want it to be something we choose together, not something that we inherit. Some place where we want to live together forever. Maybe a big house, big enough that I can have.
What are you doing over there?
I'm just...
Okay.
I'm fidgeting, okay?
Maybe a big house, big enough that we can have lots of nice windows, but also rooms inside where no one can see us. And maybe a fountain.
Rooms inside where no one can hear you scream for no particular reason.
Also lead-lined walls.
Lizzie giggled and squirmed in her seat as if she couldn't contain herself, her fingers in his grip so tightly that it almost hurt.
But now, I'm just saying things. None of those things really matter. The only thing in our house that I'll care about is you.
It was the longest he had yet gotten to talk to her about herself or her goals. And while it was still pretty focused on him, he didn't mind hearing the details. That's a very nice image, Lizzie.
Aw, I'm glad you think so, Jenny. And you finished your food. This has been wonderful. But can we go now? Can we?
Only slightly worrying about what she was thinking, John paid the bill, trying not to wince, and then they left their restaurant. They got onto the bus, and Lizzie never let go of his hand the entire time. He began to wander when she was going to exit wonder when she was actually going to let go. And that was when she leaned her head against his shoulder.
This feels so nice.
Yes, it does.
Really? You enjoyed tonight?
I did. It's not often that I hear you talk about things you want, other than, me. It felt ridiculous to say that, like some kind of boast, and a second later he realized that it might just be exacerbating her problem, or at least making light of it. But Lizzie just considered his words thoughtfully, then gave a slow nod.
I've always wanted to know everything about you, Johnny. I'm glad you want to know about me.
He's tried that before. Why all of a sudden are you like,
Oh, yay!
but you didn't give a shit before? Psycho bitch. Diagnosis, psycho bitch.
Okay.
Ellipsis. John, would you like me less if I stopped taking the medicine?
Shit, what was she supposed to say to that? John desperately racked his brain for a good answer.
Drugs.
I like you, Lizzie. I like the person you really are. Is the person you are now the person you really are?
What do you mean?
I mean, when I get depressed, I don't feel like myself. Medicine might change me, but it's just to change me back to myself.
But it's not who you naturally are.
Does that matter? I mean, we get to choose who we are. Otherwise, we're not really people, just animals. So, who are you, Lizzie? You seem like a nice person now that I've gotten to know you. Is this not who you want to be? Did you feel better before taking the medicine?
I know who she is. I'm raising my hand. Call on me. I know who she is.
Yes.
Psycho bitch.
Okay.
Ellipses.
But, oh, sorry. Sorry, I just...
But you liked me tonight?
But. Tonight was wonderful, but I'm not suggesting I didn't like you before.
Silly Jenny. Don't worry about it. I love you no matter what. Now, would you like to see my house?
John froze, not sure how to take
Nope.
the question. Then again, Lizzie had already seen his house. Maybe she wanted to open up. Yeah, open up her knife case.
Open up her fucking cellar to her torture room.
She wants to open up your fucking face. He'd
Open
said
up your skull.
he liked to hear her talk about herself. After all, if she's actually offering to let him into her life a little more, it'd be stupid of him to turn it down.
No.
Sure, Lizzie, I'd love to see it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Absolutely sure.
He'd planned to take her to her stop, just to be gentlemanly, but now John found himself getting off at the same place. Lizzie eagerly set off from the bus stop, looking back to make sure that he was following. In the end, she led him to a small house. It was a cozy little thing, much warmer and more pleasant than he'd expected.
Here it is.
Huh, it's, cozy.
You don't need to flatter my house, silly. All that matters is that we'll be there.
She led him inside and showed him around. Though it was very strange and erratic to her, he wondered if this was the first time she'd ever showed someone inside her home. The inside of it was less cozy than the outside, not because of the house itself, but because of how bare it was. A few rooms looked as if they'd been used, but the rest looked like they were out of a catalog. It mimicked a house, but it didn't look like the place where anyone lived. The only thing that didn't match the catalog image was a heavy metal door off a side hallway.
Psycho bitch.
You know, the classic...
Call this episode Psycho bitch.
I can't. YouTube will not let me do that. But,
Man, fuck you. YouTube's such a fucking YouTube.
yeah, everyone has that iconic metal, heavy metal door in their hallway.
Oh yeah, well that's just where I go to scream. That's my scream chamber.
Lizzie didn't make the slightest reference to it, or even seem to notice it existed.
Yeah, that's my torture dungeon.
What?
My
Bathroom?
Yeah.
This picture. Is it your mother?
Oh, that. I forgot I even had that.
Lizzie didn't seem to care, but John was curious enough to pick up the frame and look closer. He was surprised to find his hand immediately coated in dust. This had to be years of dust. How could Lizzie have lived here so long and never even disturbed a picture sitting on a table like this? In any case, he could see where Lizzie got her good looks from. Damn! He just called her own mother that she fucking hates the shit out of hot.
No way. Well, she didn't do like hard drugs, I guess. So, yeah.
But other than that, she and her mother didn't look very much alike. There was something in Lizzie's eyes and a posture that was just lacking in her
And
mother.
psycho bitch.
She was on the beach with some man. Neither of them looked like they were enjoying themselves. Maybe he was imagining things, but he couldn't practically see the growing enmity
It's
between them.
It's a weird word.
I'm gonna have to look that up later. Absurdly, his mood began to decline. It was just a random relationship from people he didn't know. It was nothing to do with him, yet the idea of people producing a child from a relationship they obviously cared so little about sent him into a spiral.
Damn. Okay.
Johnny, you shouldn't be sad. Our house wouldn't have anything like this in it.
Huh? No, I was just,
Don't worry, I want to be around you every second of every day forever. But I know that wouldn't work when you grow up. I can get a job. I'm good at lots of things. I will be sad being apart, but
it will be sad being apart. That's what it said. Anyway, continue.
we can call each other at work and send each other things. And when we get home and see each other again after so long, you will feel so good.
Oh, so good, bro. Her picture of the future actually sounded nice. Lifted a little of the cloud in his head, but he couldn't figure a way to put that into words, and so he said nothing. Undeterred, Lizzie encouraged him into the living room and pushed him down on the large couch.
Ooh, damn.
It hadn't seen much use, but it was free from dust and gloriously soft.
This is big ass dust, cloud of dust.
You stay here, okay? Give me a moment to change out of this.
Uh-oh. She's gonna try the naked man. Or the naked woman, rather.
Well, no, because the naked man is when the other person leaves the room and then you do it. So
Yeah.
John would have to do
John should try the naked man.
it. Yeah, but
It would totally work.
this is I don't, you never know, but this is where we might get risky.
Okay, I'm fine.
But it might not. I don't suspect it's gonna happen. Anything's gonna happen, but
I think it's expecting something sexy. We're expecting something sexy to happen, and the game's gonna be like, oh, but something.
no,
different is
she's
actually
wearing
gonna happen.
like a fucking. She's wearing like some fucking terrifying ass like purge outfit or something.
Sure. John swallowed and stayed where he was. He didn't have a lot of experience, but he'd heard his friends talk about their exploits. He thought a lot of it was lies, but there was something to what they said.
Douches got any bitches.
If Lizzie really came out wearing a lingerie or something else crazy, he didn't know what he would do. He honestly didn't. I didn't even consider lingerie, I'm not gonna lie. Part of him that had been asleep for a long time liked the idea, fantasized about what might happen. Another part of him was incredibly nervous to even consider the idea of being closer to her.
Closer? Oh my god, 9 Inch Nails reference?
He couldn't keep sitting there. His nerves would destroy him. Instead, John got up and began to look around the house more carefully. The dustiest part of the house seemed to have the remnants of Lizzie's mother. At least he didn't think... Oh, that's a great sign. At least the music, I mean. At least he didn't think Lizzie would be into cheap little glass figurines.
They're not glass. They're not glass. That's human skin. That's very stretched human skin.
Opening one of the rooms, he discovered that it was an unused bedroom. He was about to go when he spotted another picture frame sitting beside the bed. This one featured Lizzie as a child, sitting on her mother's lap. It struck him so strongly that he immediately went to look at it more
Do you
carefully.
hear the creaking floorboards? That's new. That's been added to the song.
Not caring that his hand... Are you sure? I'm pretty sure.
It's not creaking floorboards, but it's like a creaking type sound. That's new.
It's like a static sort of like...
Yeah.
sound.
But whatever
I
it
know
is,
what you
that's
mean.
new. That wasn't in the song before.
If you say so.
Trust me.
Went to look at it more carefully, not caring that his hand got even dustier. Lizzie's mother was glowing and obviously proud of her daughter, while Lizzie ignored her entirely. No, not just ignored her. There's a flat emptiness to her eyes, as if they weren't even related. It didn't seem to stop her mother in the picture, but the distance between them was agonizing. Why would anyone keep...
SYCHOBEITH.
Why would anyone keep a...
BITCH.
Okay, thank you. Why would anyone keep a picture like that, much less frame it? John stared at it a while longer, then set it down and left the room. The look Lizzie had been giving her mother, those eyes shouldn't have belonged to a human child. John didn't want to think about it a second longer, so he rushed out of the room as fast as he could.
SYCHOBITCH. Psycho bitch.
Please shut the fuck up.
Desperate for something to take his mind off that unpleasant thought, John looked around for anything else. The door next to the bedroom was jammed, but he wrenched it open
Dead body.
and stared. The room was filled with pictures of him, his yearbook photos,
Oh.
but also lots of pictures of him in class. Pictures she must have taken herself. Oh fuck, these were pictures of him sleeping in his own bed. For a moment, he just stood there, trembling. Like John snapped back to his senses. He immediately
Snap
stepped back.
to reality.
He immediately stepped back and closed the door, trying not to make a sound. He told himself he shouldn't be so surprised, but he knew she was obsessed. But it still shook him. He was inside his stalker's house.
Yeah.
Johnny! What are you looking at, Johnny? You were looking at the pictures, Johnny!
Yes. I just wandered off. I'm coming back.
Good. There's something I want to show you.
Psycho bitch! Psycho bitch!
Read.
Johnny!
Oh shit! What are you doing with that axe?
You don't trust me, Johnny! That makes me so sad, Johnny.
You think I'm going to trust you when you're coming at me with an axe?
When you're coming at me?
I tried to be patient, Johnny. I couldn't wait any longer! So I need to take matters into my own hands. Hold still, Johnny! Not time to die, Johnny!
This is really hot. Okay, so what are we doing? I'm gonna let you
What's-
choose this time.
This is hot?
Pick a choice.
Is that what you said was hot, or are you talking about your computer?
What? No, I'm not talking about that computer.
You're talking about this? Psycho bitch!
Pick a choice.
Firm. Run, bitch! No! I was gonna say run, bitch! Run!
Oh, well, too late. John did his best to stay in place, afraid that running would just make her chase him. Make her chase him. But as she got closer, she scraped the axe along the wall and gave him a smile that was anything but sweet.
This won't hurt that much, and then things will be better, Johnny! Trust me!
Make a break for it.
She took another step closer. The hand holding the axe rose, and John couldn't take it anymore. He ducked low and sprinted for the door, heedless of
can't
crashing
take it
against the
anymore.
wall.
Run away, Johnny!
As he reached the front foyer, John dared to look behind him and saw that Lizzie was right on his heels, still smiling. He gave a strangled cry and tried to put everything he had into running, but it didn't matter. Lizzie kept pace with him, and then slamming into the door, brought up him short. What? Okay. He groaned at the impact, and then he felt her axe go straight into his back. John groaned in pain while Lizzie began crying.
Why, Johnny? You're the only thing I had, Johnny! The only thing!
She kept speaking through her tears, but each word was fainter and fainter. Soon all he could focus on was the metal of the axe so deep inside him. And when the sensation faded, there was nothing left.
I think he's dead.
Oh, game over. We fucking died, dude.
Yeah. Psycho bitch!
Do we have to go through everything again?
So, do you still like her now?
Yeah, dude. I already played this game. Alright, so I guess we're just gonna
Fine.
have to go through all this.
Psycho bitch for a psycho
Oh, wait.
motherfucker.
Let me just do auto. Oh.
That was quite the
Oh, wait.
God damn.
Skip. Okay. Here, we can do another option, because I don't think this matters so much. So let's do...
Yeah, let's do yes, we're dating.
That's probably good for you. You need more relationships, but I have to ask...
You need more bitch!
Have you two been intimate? Okay, so I think this is the same. I'm pretty sure she's just saying the exact same thing.
I would assume probably so.
Yes. John's fears flared up again, and he very nearly talked about the threats Lizzie had made. Yet a memory of her smiling sweetly at him flashed through his mind, and he ended up saying
bitch.
nothing.
Psycho bitch. See something, say something. Psycho bitch.
Is that a no? She's basically normal as I am. That's not much of a vote of confidence, but I know what you meant. ... I'm not being rude, John. This is
She's
important.
about as normal as fucking piranha in the abyss. Yeah.
Just keep
Just
talking.
keep talking.
Deciding against it, John just focused on keeping the conversation flowing. Lizzie
Keep talking,
actually
no one
wasn't
blows up.
getting a lot
No one
in,
explodes.
since she didn't talk with her mouth full and listened rapidly whenever he talked, but at least she seemed to be having fun. Twilight put a napkin inside with satisfaction. Okay, this is the same.
Yeah.
Oh, something happening? Oh, no,
Yeah.
just keep skipping.
Pull back. Pull back. Pull
Wait, this
back.
option didn't happen before. Shit, I want to go back. Okay, yes, does. Really enjoyed tonight. But Lizzie's just gonna that's so not. Okay, can you please fucking stop?
Oh,
Jesus.
it's doing like the skipping text sound.
Oh. What do you mean? It's not you naturally are, blah blah blah. Okay, if I didn't go back this much. I went back like 2 sentences.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't know what the
Just
fuck happened.
skip through. Yeah.
It just, I don't know what happened. Beg. Lizzie, please don't do this. Oh, John, I won't hurt you.
Don't you know that?
Why are you reading it?
Please. Oh, sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My
My
bad.
throat.
My bad. Shit. How do I go back?
Can you not go back?
I was trying to go back. What the fuck happened?
Go back.
Damn
Go
it.
back. Damn.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Beg. Fucking, okay.
I'm begging
Lizzie,
on
please don't
my
do this.
knees.
Oh, Jenny, I wouldn't hurt you. Don't you know that, Jenny?
Please. Frowning, Lizzie set her axe down on the side table as she moved forward. John watched it nervously, but relaxed a little. That was when he realized that her other hand was holding the real threat. The cloth was over her mouth and nose. Was over his mouth and nose instantly, and though he tried to struggle, he couldn't break her grip, and then the chemical fumes overwhelmed him.
Sipping on straight chlorine.
Alright,
Let the psycho bitch come over me.
so,
This bitch is a chemical. This bitch is a chemical.
alright, well, I think we're gonna leave the episode there, because I think this is a perfect cliffhanger to start the next episode. So, we'll see.
Die, Jenny!
Okay, so with that.
Sorry.
So with that, we'll see you next time on the next episode of the on the Couch with Goatman, bruh. So
What the fuck was that? Never do that again.
because I like burped and it changed my voice for a second, so it's just like
You
I just
became
rolled.
like the worst version of Beast Boy.
So I just
See you
rolled with
later,
it.
bruh.
All right,
Arr.
skater boy, see you later, boy.
Fuck off. End the fucking episode. I'm done with this shit.
All right, I'll see you later, guys. And we're gonna save it there. Hello, and welcome back to the Council of Goatmen. We're here playing Crimson Gray once again, and we were last time we played. We were chloroformed by Lizzie, and we are now in her basement. So, yeah, are you ready? Let's do this. John woke to the feeling of something tight on his wrist. At first he thought he must be tangled in the sheets, but when he tried to move his hands, they were stuck.
Why would you assume you're tangled in the sheets? It's just a random assumption.
The memories returned in a bitterly cold flood. Lizzie had actually knocked him out by force and brought him wherever this was. His blurry vision slowly returned, and he could make out a rough basement around him. He could just see a heavy metal door at the top of the stairs. It looked as though there were shelves and tools around the walls, but he couldn't pay attention to those. It's our girl, Lizzie! Woo! Yeah! Not with Lizzie standing in front of him, eyes fixed on his face. I'm glad you're awake now. Are you? Oh, sorry. You're sorry.
That's right, boy.
I'm glad you're awake now. Are you feeling okay?
Okay. You've.
I didn't want to have to. I didn't want it to have to be this way, John, but I didn't have a choice.
See, she didn't have a choice. Understandable.
You're confused, John. I don't understand how much this. You don't understand how much this matters. I'll help you understand.
Damn, that's what my homophobic parents said to me. You're confused, Sean. What are you gonna do to me?
Don't be afraid, John. Everything is gonna be all right.
It is?
No. ...
I'm so happy.
I'm completely empty. There's nothing
No,
inside me.
you gotta be like, I'm completely empty. There's nothing inside me.
I know what I'm doing. Shut the fuck up.
I'm completely empty. There's nothing inside me.
There's never been anything inside me. The emptiness craves something.
Fucking emo ass piece of shit.
I didn't understand what I needed for years and years. Eventually, I realized that I needed a person, a specific person.
My precious.
But I didn't know who. Occasionally, there would be a flicker of feeling. I'd watch someone for a while, but they were never what I needed. No, nothing actually mattered. Until I met you.
Yay!
Boo.
But why did...
Let me finish!
Let me fucking finish!
For so long, I could barely even bear to look at you. The feelings were too intense. Also, that face. and then I couldn't bring myself to talk to you. I was afraid it would all just disappear.
It be like that sometimes.
But the feelings didn't go away. They got stronger. You were made for me, John. You need to understand that. But you don't understand because you're confused. That's why I needed to keep you here.
You think this is going to help?
It may be difficult at first, John, but you'll come to understand. I promise you will. After all, I have days and days with you all to myself.
Days and days. John recalled that they were going into a full week of vacation. That meant she could keep him here a full 9 days before they had to return to school. That was no accident. She'd coldly planned this entire thing. Maybe she'd been manipulating him since before she even asked for the date. Part of him was terrified, part of him was furious with her, and another part was turned on as the freshman saw a twisted mirror of his own feelings. But the worst he had ever done was say unkind things. Not this. Just what did she plan to do to him anyway? As he looked around the basement, he saw a lot of heavy tools. Some of the hammers and knives looked as if they'd been used. John slumped against the ropes, binding him in the chair, and just wept. Damn, dog, this is getting kind of dark, though. He wasn't sure how long the release of emotion continued, but when it was over, John felt as though his mind had been purged. His current situation might be pretty bad, but he still had options. He could figure out something, assuming he figured out what he even wanted to do. The same thing to do would be find a way to escape, contact the police, or maybe it would be safer to convince Lizzie to calm down, take more medication, not hurt him.
John,
We're going to have ever so much fun together, or so
Okay.
much time together. Aren't you excited?
We're going to have ever something.
We're going to have ever so much time together.
I don't.
Okay.
That broke my brain. I don't know if that's English or not.
I don't know what you're talking
I don't-
about. That's perfectly
We're going
fine
to have
English.
ever so much time. That I don't know.
Yeah.
That sounds really weird. ...
He needed to say something, turn the situation around, but it was just so hard to focus.
Before I got to know you, I thought this would be the easy part. I thought I understood how people work. Some things never made sense to me, but others are so simple.
Lizzie walked up to one of the walls and began running her fingers over the tools there. She picked up a knife and caressed the edge, partially turned away from him.
I thought that once I found you, I could make you mine, and that I would feel whole. But you see, I underestimated just how much you would change me. I'm so much happier, and everything is so much more complicated.
She walked towards him, wearing a soft, loving expression, but still holding the knife. John froze and held his breath as she walked behind him.
I want all of you, John, even the parts I didn't know existed before. If I hurt you, I would never really have what I want.
The knife slid past his face, but only as Lizzie moved to embrace him. She wrapped her arms around his neck and pressed herself against his back, inhaling deeply.
I love you so much. I wouldn't be satisfied with just a shell of you.
Without warning, she pulled back. The adoration in her expression was gone, replaced with an empty gaze fixated on him.
That makes this so much harder.
What are you gonna do with me?
I don't know. I wish I knew. I took time to think, but it didn't help. ...
Ooh. Beg for release, reason with her, or charm her.
Release me, please.
I think charm her would be the best option.
Yeah, I didn't say morning bow for nothing. Beg for release.
That's not gonna work. Alright, hold on. Wait, can I not? No, shit, I don't wanna. No, I don't want full screen. No, I want to. I can't save. Hold on, wait. No, I can't go back. Can I go back? Wait, back. No. I can't save because we already went to the. Damn it. I wanted to save.
Fine, you can charm her.
Charm her. Okay.
Ow, I got a cramp.
Lizzie, weren't we having a good time earlier, getting closer together?
Yes, it was wonderful.
We can go on another date. Just let me out. We can keep going the way we were before.
But I need more than that. I need to help you.
He didn't want to push too hard, but he thought he got through to her a little. If he kept appealing to her romantic side, maybe he could get out of this. Lizzie paced around the room for a while, muttering under her breath, then suddenly straightened. Throwing aside the knife, it embedded itself in the wall. She went to a closet and after a few seconds of searching, emerged with a chain.
Yes, this will be better. I'm sorry, John. I should have thought of this earlier.
She clamped one end around his ankle, then lifted a table at one end of the room and latched the other side of the chain there. Plucking the knife back out of the wall, Lizzie cut through John's bonds with troubling speed, smiling all the while.
John's bonds.
Name's John.
John's bonds. Bonds James.
Did you read the... Okay.
No.
See, you don't have to be tied up. Here, use this table. I'll bring you whatever you need.
Lizzie swept all the objects on the table like they were so much trash, then frowned down at the empty space.
Of course, a yawn came on right as you went on.
But you didn't bring your books because of the date. Is there anything you want me to bring for you?
He stared at her, still not entirely sure how to deal with this change. Licking his lips, John spoke before he could fully think through his... Wait, did that say her words or his words?
I would assume
his words. Can I have some water?
Of course. Yes, water. And you slept a long time. You'll probably be hungry soon. Just wait here.
While she was gone, he did his best to rub some feeling back into his wrist and look around the room. The chain attaching into the table leg was fairly long. He thought he could reach most of the basement except the far end of the door at the top of the stairs. Not that he could try anything when she was nearby and could return at any moment. He did try to lift the table, though, see if he could slip the chain out from under the leg. He couldn't even budge it. What the hell? Was there some trick to it? Or was she just that strong? John had thought it might have been his imagination, or she was just fueled by passion. But to move the table as easily as she had, that shouldn't have been possible. There wasn't any time for anything else before Lizzie returned, bearing kitchen supplies.
Sorry, I have to stand up. I have a major cramp. It hurts like hell. So
Okay.
Just give me a second.
I was like, Lizzie has a line, so...
Just wait a moment. I'll make you something, and we can be together while I make it. Isn't that wonderful?
It sure is. Not waiting for an answer, she laid out her ingredients on one side of the table, then set up a chopping board. She began reducing vegetables to little chunks with terrifying ease, knife a sliver blur in her hands.
Like you mean, it probably said a silver blur.
I think, isn't that what I said?
Maybe it's sliver. Whatever.
A
I was
silver.
just saying it was probably
Sorry.
silver.
If I said sliver, I meant silver.
I know just what I want to cook today, but you can ask for whatever you want later, okay? I'll make you anything you like.
Yo, can I get some dino nuggies up in here? Thank you.
This is all I want, John. A peaceful life at home. With you locked up in the basement. That's
Right.
that's my ideal family dynamic.
I don't like the feng shui of this fucking room.
The Shui is not funking.
The Shui
It's
is
not funking.
The Shui is not funging.
You can stay inside, ignore everyone who wants to hurt you. I'll keep you safe, bring you whatever you need, take good care of you.
And never go outside.
Of course you could go outside if you wanted to, but right now I'm just afraid.
Her movements became more erratic, and John saw several chips of wood fly away from the cutting board.
Damn.
Lizzie was smiling sweetly.
Sorry, this cramp is really hurting. I don't know what to do with this.
Don't you want that too? To be able to just stay inside on bad days and ignore the world?
It's a beautiful day.
That did sound good to him, but when he shifted his legs, he heard the chain clinking along the floor, and whatever he had been meaning to say evaporated out of his mind. As absurd as it was, the day continued almost normally. Lizzie made him an elaborate meal, and they ended up chatting over it as if everything was normal. It felt wrong to do so, but he worried that doing anything else would just antagonize her. Did she really think this would work out in the end? Honestly, he had no idea, and she did really need to do so much cutting for every single dish. Okay. When they had finished and chatted for a while, Lizzie abruptly hopped back to her feet.
Okay, just a moment, John. Okay. I'm gonna go get your books, okay? I don't want you to be angry with me for making you fall behind on your homework. Is there anything else you want me to get from your house? Well, just let me know if you need anything, alright?
Can I have my flashlight? She skipped away and he heard the door above him close. He wondered if it would be a trick somehow, but after enough silence passed, he felt reasonably certain that she had actually gone to his house. Though she could have taken his key, he saw that it was still resting on the far table with the other things he'd been carrying. Had she made a copy at some point, or could she just pick the lock? Neither possibility was exactly comforting, but he didn't have time for that. John got to his feet, stretched, and considered his options. Okay. Shit. I should have saved. Fuck! Okay, fuck. Try to remove the chain, look for weapons, look for tools, make something for Lizzie, or don't try anything. Well, I don't think don't try anything is a good option, so let's not go with that. You might want to be closer to the microphone. I guess it's fine. Okay. Try to move the chain, look for weapons, look for tools, make something for Lizzie. I'll let you actually take this time. Because I'm fine with all these options, to be honest. I don't.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
Well, I would say look for weapons.
Okay.
Because there's that knife, so maybe that's within reach.
I'm gonna just go ahead and save real quick so I don't have to be like, again. Okay. His table had been placed fairly far from the weapons lining the walls, and no amount of straining could get him close enough. But after a few unsuccessful tries, John realized that he might be able to push the table even if he couldn't lift it. Though more difficult than he expected, by bracing himself on the floor and throwing his whole body into it, he could nudge the table a little at a time. After a while that got him close enough to reach the weapons. He didn't dare take any of the ones placed carefully on the walls, but there were a number of rusty knives lying unused. One of them was slim enough that he could hide it in his pocket. It might not do a lot of good, but he felt better having something to defend himself. A moment later, he was overwhelmed with a sense of dread that Lizzie would return and see that the table moved. He set to work pushing it back into place. Though it was even harder to push it the other way, he managed to return it to exactly its former position. John slumped down in his chair and it let his heart calm down. An uncomfortably short amount of time later, he had Lizzie returned on the floor above. He sat calmly and tried to pretend he didn't have a knife in his pocket. Though John spent all of Saturday tense, Lizzie showed no signs of intending to hurt him. That night, she brought a mattress and bedding down to the basement and set it up close enough that he could lie down on it. When he woke up on Sunday, he felt strangely normal, still tense. The situation was far from ordinary, but in a strange way, he had learned to deal with it. That day passed almost normally. Since Lizzie had brought him his books, he tried to work through his homework, just like he often did on a Sunday. Lizzie stayed with him most of the day, working as well. He made meals for both of them in the basement and upstairs, but she always stayed close. He hoped for a chance to evaluate his options more, but never spotted one since she was always leaning in to smile at him from the stairwell. The only useful thing he learned was that the basement door was apparently unlocked except at night. If he could somehow get unchained from the table, he had a shot at getting out. When Monday dawned, he crashed almost immediately and didn't even get out of bed. That was common for vacations when he didn't have friends to distract him, since all he could do was wallow in himself. It felt worse than usual. His world wasn't just gray. His depression was filled with flecks of anger and confusion. Only then did he realize that he hadn't taken any medication since Friday morning. When Lizzie entered that morning, she immediately saw how badly he was doing and rushed to the mattress, at first fussing with the sheets before realizing the problem went deeper than that.
John, what's wrong?
Other than you keeping me here?
No, I'm sorry. No, if I let you go, you'll just hate me. You'll ruin everything.
Yeah, because I don't already love you even more, hate you now. Then at least bring me my Paxatine. It's in the shelf above the sink to the...
No. No, I won't bring it to you. I can't. I destroyed it.
What? But I need that. You understand how serious my condition is, right?
I know. I really do. But you shouldn't take their drugs, not theirs.
But...
Take my drugs. Take the heroin. You were taking something before Paxatine, right? Tell me what it was. I'll go get some for you. I want you to get better, John, but I won't let you take anything from Koitek. ...
Damn it, I didn't say it. Fuck! Well, man, I'm just fucking shitting all over my saves. Okay. Refuse to tell her, lie about old medication, request old medication. Okay, you can't stay silent. We're doing a let's play.
That's quite the choice, though.
Huh?
That's quite the choice.
I guess. I wouldn't say refuse to tell her. I feel like it's probably a bad option and will get us killed. So, we have these two options.
Okay, so if we request the old medication, he takes a medication that didn't work for him. If he lies about it that he takes a medication that wasn't prescribed to him, so neither is good.
I mean, do you want me to choose?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna go with...
I've got a cramp this bad before. What the shit?
I'm gonna go with request old medication. I'm gonna play it safe because I don't want to lie to her. Thinking back, John tried to remember the medications that had seemed to do some good. Maybe they weren't as good as Paxatine, but they would be better than nothing. Oh, sorry, you.
Okay, just wait right here.
Yeah. Apparently, just remembering all the chemical names he'd listed, Lizzie hopped up the stairs and practically slammed the door in her hurry on the way out. Abruptly alone, John realized that he had another chance to act. Okay. Try to remove the chain, look for tools, make something for Lizzie, don't try anything. I'm going to say look for tools, because I think that'll help us get something to remove the chain. His table had been placed to be out of reach of the weapons lining one wall, but that put him close to the other wall. John managed to get around the table to it and began examining them. There was a metal cover that appeared to be locked, but he looked through the rest. There was a toolbox that he thought was locked at first, but eventually realized was only stuck. After enough effort, he got it open and looked through. Most of it was random aging tools, but he found a screwdriver that looked to be in good shape. Could he use this to escape? He saw several possibilities, but at that moment here, Lizzie returned. It was too late. Eventually, Lizzie returned, bearing a large white sack. She triumphantly emptied it out onto the table, dumping an entire pile of pills in front of him.
What the fuck?
She'd gotten every drug he'd mentioned, even the prescription ones. He hated to think of the nasty consequences if she tried to give him all of these at once. But instead, Lizzie just brought him a glass of water and set it down beside the pile. Take anything you need to get better, okay? I'll just leave these here, but you can ask for more water whenever you want. Thank you. Oh, sorry, that was Lizzie's line.
Yeah,
my bad.
it's fine. I'm suffering from this cramp right now.
I just got into the motor reading.
Yeah.
Of course, John. I'm doing all this because I want you to get better.
He felt like telling her that being held against his will wouldn't help, but her expression looked so sincere that he couldn't bring himself to say it. How had she gotten prescription medication anyway? He found the one that he had been most satisfied with,
just before Miss Smythe switched him to Paxitine and took his first dose. Lizzie smiled brightly, then skipped back up the stairs. After lunch on Tuesday, Lizzie started carrying electronics down the stairs. He blinked in confusion until she brought down the TV and started hooking everything together, or at least attempted to. After a moment, she sighed and looked at him sheepishly.
Do you know how this works?
I can try to get it figured out. He got up and did his best to help. He had a pretty nice VCR, leading him to wonder why she had it and didn't know how to put it together. It wasn't like someone else would have bought it for her. Do you not use this much?
Never. I don't really watch television.
Like, at all?
No.
No.
She had seemed weirdly apathetic about a lot of things, but he thought she just wasn't into pop culture. Yet now, something in her voice made him suspect it was something else entirely. What about music, then?
I don't listen to music, you
Alright, that's a psycho bitch.
Never
trait.
mind. I changed my mind. She's a psycho bitch. If you don't listen to music, you're fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Really? What about books?
Only nonfiction that seems useful. The rest all feels so pointless.
I can't read today.
What do you do for fun, then? Stalk people? She stared back at him so long, he was afraid she might just ignore the question.
Shit.
Well, sorry I asked.
I do enjoy a few things now, thanks to you. ... I spent a lot of time collecting all those knives because I thought they would be useful, but now it's a little different.
Oh, God.
Now I can imagine myself protecting you. All the details about grips, edges, they're not just details now. They interest me.
Why did I have to get a cramp right as we're fucking recording?
So he'd given her an interest in knives. Fantastic!
Fantastic.
Anyway, I thought maybe I could enjoy a movie if I watched it with you. Is that okay?
No. We might as well try. I've had it all put together for a while anyway. We can try it. Lizzie brought a chair and sat beside him as they watched the tape. He's grateful that she at least watched the movie instead of him.
We're gonna watch The Exorcist. And,
Fuck, what's the other movie Dahmer watched? It was like Star Wars. The Empire Strikes Back.
I think it was Empire Strikes Back.
I think it was Empire Strikes Back.
Empire or Return of the Jedi?
Lizzie, I think it was Empire.
I think it was. I think you're right, but I can't remember.
Lizzie brought a chair and sat beside him as they. Oh, I said that already. It was nothing at all like how watching a film with a girl was supposed to be, according to his friends. Wait, you're telling me you don't sit chained up in a basement watching a movie with a girl? That's been all my experience. Lizzie didn't seem remotely nervous during the scary parts, and to his surprise, didn't seem to care about the romantic parts.
Well, it depends on what movie you're watching.
I was gonna say, I was like, what part of the movie has the romantic parts and scare? I guess.
But no, just in general, it depends on, like, if you're watching, like, Scream, no one's gonna be scared at the scary parts.
it's like,
for her, if, like, she's watching, like, a snuff film, I bet she'd, like, she'd get her rocks off.
He's like, yeah, she didn't seem to. She really liked the scary parts, but didn't care about the romantic parts. Oh, what movie were you watching? The Puppy Dog Pal, or not Puppy, Paw Patrol movie.
we're watching the Paw Patrol movie.
Scary parts.
Romantic parts.
Yeah, I didn't really care about those sex scenes. Oh, what movie were we watching? Paw Patrol. What? Then again, he did think he really would want her to react that way. It definitely wouldn't feel like who she was. To his surprise, John found himself enjoying it too. Maybe his old meds were doing their job better than he thought. When it finally ended, Lizzie gave a small smile that he thought represented authentic satisfaction. Then she immediately turned to him. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Let me go back.
We should watch something together again, but I think I'd rather make our own movie.
His mind immediately flashed to making porn together, and he had to force the thought away.
Snuff film.
I love that was his first thought was, oh, she means porn.
No, she wants snuff.
What kind of movie?
I would like to just film you here, working or eating or anything. I could watch it later.
Really? Wouldn't that be boring?
No! Watching you could never be boring.
I would love if you immediately just said, like, you mean porn? Like, she just flat out said it.
Oh, this is such a good idea. I'll go buy one of those video recorders and...
Not to cut you off, but wouldn't that be incriminating evidence?
Huh?
Fuck, what was he saying? Well, do you like to back out now?
Bro, what the?
For what though? I mean, it's not legal to hold someone like this, and your basement looks kind of suspicious. You wouldn't want someone to find it later.
Aw, you care.
Lizzie embraced him cheerfully, and despite himself, John felt a flicker of joy. When she was happy, she seemed to be so purely happy.
Ugh. Cramp.
You're right, of course, and I'm so glad you're thinking about keeping me safe, even if I want it to be the other way around.
John is so kind.
But maybe later we can make our own movies, okay? Okay? Okay!
Yeah, maybe. John had considered trying to use the tape as evidence, but quickly realized he didn't want to go there. If Lizzie had tapes of him, he could be certain she would watch them, over and over. And if she did that, he had a bad feeling she would notice his escape attempts. There would be some detail he couldn't hide, and then she would completely stop trusting him. No, for now he needed to focus on getting out. I think we're gonna have another choice soon. I'm just gonna repeatedly save now.
If I need to look up ways to get rid of a cramp, I can't deal with this. This hurts so bad.
On Wednesday, Lizzie wanted to watch another movie, but John suggested that might be too many. Instead, they passed the day quietly, working and chatting and ignoring the fact that he was chained to the table. He was feeling better than he thought he could without Paxatine, so his mind shifted to what he could do to improve his situation. Chatting with Lizzie was pleasant, but it wouldn't resolve their problem. But what should he say? Try to leverage the last few friendly days into her letting him go? Just try to make her relax more, or convince her that he wouldn't leave her? So Lizzie. Okay, start a conversation about her interests, start a conversation about romance, start a conversation about her peers, or start a conversation about morality.
Bro, I don't fucking know.
Okay, I'm gonna go with her interest. You look like you're studying really hard there.
Maybe a little. If I don't do this work, then the teachers bother me, and I don't like that.
Do you have a favorite subject?
No, it don't matter. Well, maybe chemistry. I started paying attention because it seems so useful. I guess now that I think it's a little interesting.
Useful? Really?
Oh yes, chemistry classes were where I learned how to make chloroform.
Oh, lovely. ...
It's the same as with my knives. I don't need so many, but I guess I like them a little. They're wonderful. They're wonderful objects. Beauty and functionality fused together.
Wow, that was kind of poetic.
You thought so? You actually liked it? I'm so happy.
For the rest of the day, Lizzie actually opened up a little more about her interests. Most of them were a little disturbing, but he was glad to see her care about anything other than him. The next morning, he took his pills with a glass of water as usual. Lizzie waited until he was done and then gave him a warm smile.
I hope it's helping. You seem happier, John.
I feel better than I expected. Pretty good, actually. It was actually strange how good he felt, and that crinkling is going to get really annoying.
Sorry, I'm trying not to do it too much.
It was actually strange how good he felt, and it was easier not to think about that at the moment. Instead, he brought up an issue that he'd been thinking about for a while. That reminds me, I've been meaning to ask you. You've run out of Yondequil, right?
I haven't taken it for days. I destroyed the rest of it the day before our date.
You destroyed it? Why?
It was useful. It helped me understand, but I wasn't myself while I was taking it.
I wish you'd reconsider taking medication. We can't handle everything ourselves. Sometimes we need help.
You don't understand. It's not that simple.
Then explain it to me.
I wasn't myself. It was like someone had imprisoned me and took my place.
I wouldn't know what that
Toughness
feels like.
imprisoning me.
I was like, I wouldn't know what that feels like.
Imagine if you're on medication meant that you could never feel sad again. Just constant manic happiness.
That does sound horrible. I'm sorry I made you take it.
Don't say that. It was useful. Having things be different for a while made it easier to see how everything fits together. But I couldn't take any
longer than that.
Okay.
But I couldn't take any longer than that. I wanted to be myself again. ... Koitek doesn't want to help people, John. They just want to control them.
Are you just saying that metaphorically, or do you actually know something about them?
No,
No?
Abby was an addict because of them. I never cared about her, but I saw what Koitek's drugs did to her. They didn't change who she was. She was always horrible. The drugs just made her
Identity.
the drugs just made her identity obvious. Not like you, John. You're still so kind, even though you were taking that drug. But they won't be satisfied with that.
Are you seriously saying Koitek is some kind of conspiracy?
Conspiracy? No, I don't think so. They just want money, and they're willing to cut corners to make it. I don't care what they do to anyone else. What you needed to stop taking that drug, you needed to see clearly.
He almost wanted to believe her. Koitek was a huge company, and those weren't exactly known for their ethics. It was plausible that they'd been testing some dangerous drug on Lizzie's mother. It'd probably been too dangerous for adults, but had a magnified impact on a developing child. Did Lizzie see that on some level, or was she just paranoid about the company? Sometimes she seemed so.
And you should stop seeing Miss Smythe. She's trying to steal you away. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, Miss Smythe is definitely hitting on me. I definitely picked that up. Lizzie, don't be ridiculous. She's 10 years older than me, and the school counselor.
I can't trust her. You can't. You shouldn't.
Calm down. No one is going to steal me away. She stared at him as if she deeply wanted to believe his words. A moment later, she gave an odd little half shrug.
I came in to say I need to run some errands today, so I'll have to leave you alone. Okay, John?
Yeah, sure. She left the room, and John knew he had a rare opportunity, but found himself sitting and thinking, all right, and that is a great save moment. Hell yeah. Okay, was it possible that she was right about the Paxatine? He hadn't taken it in several days, and after a few low points, he actually felt much better than usual. The terrible irony of depression medication was that sometimes a drug could make you feel even worse, not better. Maybe the changes he'd attributed to Paxatine were just changes in his life. There couldn't be anything to her conspiracy theories, but he could believe that Koitek would push their drug on anyone with depression, even if it had mixed results. Things like that happened all the time. Abruptly, he resolved that if he made it out of the basement, he'd stop taking Paxatine as an experiment. He could stay on his old meds, see if he did better. If he actually showed signs of improvement, even Miss Smythe would be happy to let him take older drugs. Regardless, for now he needed to take stock of his options and take some kind of action while he had the opportunity and energy for it. He felt like he'd spent too much time thinking to make an escape attempt, but he could accomplish something else. Damn it. Make something for Lizzie, I guess. Deciding his best bet was to try and encourage Lizzie's good nature, John set to working with the kitchen supplies she'd left nearby him. His options without a stove were limited, but he did his best to make her something that looked like a real effort had been put into it. He was no chef, but he thought she would like anything he'd made with his own hands. Strangely, the act of making something for her helped him forget about the fact that he was chained in her basement. The situation might be messed up, but perhaps there was a core of something salvageable. When Lizzie saw his gift, she blushed, then took it away hurriedly. John blinked, but didn't have time to object. The next time he saw her, though, she was beaming. On Friday, John woke up, stretched, yawned, scratched at the shack on his leg, and got up to brush his teeth. It was only while brushing his teeth and staring at the walls of knives that he realized how normal his bizarre situation had become. 1 week ago, Lizzie had been asking him out on a date and had gone out like a normal couple. It felt like a lifetime ago. When he heard the basement door open, he didn't even glance up. He knew it would just be Lizzie again. He just rinsed out his mouth and set his toothbrush aside.
Good morning. Can you believe it's been a week already?
I was just thinking that, actually.
Hasn't it been wonderful? We've been together every single day. It's bliss.
You know, we haven't done anything that we couldn't have done without the kidnapping.
But that's the point.
She skipped in past him to the wall of knives. Lizzie held her arms back behind her back as she examined them eagerly.
When we were together at school, part of me was afraid we were both pretending. Even when we were alone, I wasn't myself.
Lizzie chose one knife from the wall, caressing its edge slowly before taking it up. She turned to him, eyes unnaturally bright.
A normal boy couldn't have done all those ordinary things with me after seeing the truth,
You're saying I'm not normal?
and I wouldn't want you to be.
She came closer, knife swaying back and forth as her gaze remained fixated on him. She was close now, close enough that she could have kissed him or stabbed him. You know, one of those options.
I want you to learn. I want you. I want you to learn that you shouldn't be afraid of me. You know I would never pick up a knife to hurt you, right? ... I wanted an answer.
Ooh, kiss her. Agree. Kiss her. Agree. Kiss her. Agree. Kiss. Agree. Kiss. Instead of answering a question that might not have any good answer, John leaned forward and kissed Lizzie gently. She gave a surprised gasp, then leaned into the kiss. She kissed back like she was trying to devour him, and maybe she really was. But before it went on too long, Lizzie pulled back and stared at him shyly.
I'm glad you did that, John, but I'm afraid.
Afraid of me? Of this?
Maybe I couldn't change. Maybe I did everything wrong.
Lizzie rushed out of the room and slammed the door behind her. When she returned later in the day, she pretended like the kiss had never happened. John did the same, but he couldn't help but feel like something was different. On Saturday, Lizzie announced that she wanted to make a huge meal for both of them on the last day. She asked what he wanted to eat, then headed out for a shopping trip. As soon as he was sure she was really gone, John got up and took a deep breath. He didn't have time left before the vacation was over, but what was he going to do? Try to remove the chain without tools, I guess. John bent down and tried to find a weak point in the chain. The links themselves looked tough, but he clawed at the bolts, holding the shackles around his leg and the table leg. Soon he realized that he was only going to hurt his fingers. Instead, he tried to see if he could slip his foot out of the shackle. Once he took off his shoes and socks, though, he realized just how difficult that would be. Maybe he could somehow dislocate something in his foot, but no, that wasn't the kind of thing a normal person could just do. He didn't want to give up, though, so he kept trying, but in a surprisingly short amount of time, he heard the door on the floor above open. John scrambled to get his shoes and socks on and pretended to be doing nothing out of the ordinary when Lizzie returned. Everything was in its place, including him slumped down in the chair. He could only hope that he had done enough. He waited in silence while Lizzie went about upstairs, putting away what she had bought. Eventually, he heard the door open, and she skipped down the stairs with a smile.
John,
Oh, sorry, that's an exclamation point.
John, how are you?
I'm
gonna let you go tomorrow.
Really? You aren't worried that I'll tell someone?
I am. If you told someone, it would hurt me so much. But I can't hold you here forever. I want to keep you here forever, but I won't. I want you to choose to stay with me even more. That would be best.
I see.
You're not happy.
After all this, do you really expect my emotions to be simple?
Do you hate me?
No, I don't think so.
That is good. But I want more than that.
I know, but you're going to have to wait. You can't rush a relationship by forcing it.
I know. Next time, you can choose when to ask me out, okay?
Okay.
Bud does not care.
His remaining time in the basement passed easily. His remaining time in the basement passed easily, almost casually. They didn't speak much about what was coming, and especially not about what had happened. They watched 2 more movies, chatted about simple things, finished up the last of their vacation homework. And on Sunday, Lizzie appeared in silence and unlocked the chain that kept him bound to the table. He stared at her and wished he could find something to say, but his mouth was too dry to speak. She opened her hand palm up and pointed at his pocket. John realized that she had known and winced. He removed the knife slowly and handed it to her, and she said nothing. That made things even more awkward, but he couldn't think of anything to say to make it even slightly easier. Eventually he left. He thought he might have seen a glimmer of tear in her eyes, but it might have been his imagination. The entire ride back, he tried to think about his experiences, but couldn't even begin to grasp what had just happened. When John got home, he found the door undamaged. The entire house didn't look so different, as if it hadn't been abandoned for 9 days. There is only a single message on the answering machine, his father saying that he was going on a company vacation. He hadn't even noticed that John was gone. None of his friends had called. He had been taken out of the world, and no one even noticed. The only person who cared was Lizzie, but she wasn't there with him now, and there was too many emotions to sort through with her. John sat down on the couch and simply felt numb. He fell asleep there. An uncertain amount of time later, he slept and did not dream. In the morning, John felt surprisingly refreshed. He made sure to take the meds that Lizzie had sent with him, since they seemed to have worked well so far. When he went to school, he would have to ask Miss Smythe her opinion, because despite the absurdity of it all, they were still going to have to go to school. Lizzie wasn't waiting for him outside his house, which was probably a good thing, he decided. The walk to the school in the crisp air gave him time to focus. Not that he reached any profound conclusions, but by the time he reached school, he at least felt reasonably okay. He didn't spot Lizzie at all, but when he opened his locker, he discovered a folded note in the center. It said,
Good morning, John.
surrounded by hearts. Despite himself, John smiled a little. When he looked up, he saw Lizzie around a nearby corner, and she smiled back before vanishing. He drifted through several classes. Today, he wasn't too different from the other students, since they were all back from vacation and unfocused. None of the teachers tried to make them do very much. After school, he headed to Miss Smythe's office, not entirely sure what he was going to say. After so long away, however, he definitely felt like he could use some counseling. Now, I know what happens here, so we're going to do a quick little savey save.
Okay.
He definitely felt like he could use some counseling. John, I hope you had a good vacation. It's okay. You? Spent the entire time working, I'm afraid. I actually tried to call you, but it seems you weren't home. Yeah, I was busy. Sorry. Oh, it's fine. I just hope you haven't lost any of our progress. Why don't you lie down and we can get started right away? He got onto the couch, but things didn't go as smoothly as usual. Miss Smythe was doing her best, but he just couldn't concentrate. It didn't take a genius to know the reason. He needed to decide exactly what he's going to do. If he wanted protection from the police, this would be the best chance to ask for it securely. Or even if he skipped some details, Miss Smythe might be able to provide some help of some kind. I'm just going to save again. Just yeah. Or maybe he shouldn't tell her anything. It all worked out for the best, hadn't it? Something on your mind, John? ... Alright, we're going to tell her the truth, because that's what I picked first.
Okay.
So, actually, I'm afraid of Lizzie. She's, I don't know what, but there's something really wrong with her. Afraid? Are you concerned she might harm you or someone else? Has she issued an actual threat? ... I'm not trying to dismiss your concerns, John. In fact, I'm very willing to act on them. However, without evidence, it might be better to contact authority. Koitak has measures that...
No! No! John, why? Why would you betray me?
Lizzie...
Wait. Oh, I thought it was literally just doing dun 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 dun. I thought it was fucking Mars.
Oh.
Then you lied to me. I thought I could trust you now. Stop that!
While Lizzie had been focused on him, Miss Smythe had been quietly removing something from her desk. She hesitated when Lizzie looked at her, but then kept moving.
This is your fault. You wanted to take him away from me.
Now, Lizzie, calm down. There's no need to make wild accusations. We can all... Lizzie leapt across the room, her knife flashing at Miss Smythe's throat. To John's shock, the older woman actually dodged back, out of the way of the slash.
Damn,
just
Dark
fucking-
Souls.
It's fucking rude to call her old. Not only that, but her hand came up from her desk, carrying a syringe that she attempted to plunge straight into Lizzie's chest. But Lizzie was faster, bringing her knife down on the other woman's wrist. The other woman, you know her name. Smythe gave a cry of pain and dropped the syringe.
Damn,
And then it was too late.
Not even her Dark Souls experience was enough.
Lizzie's next slash went straight through her throat, carrying a spray of blood with it before the rest began to flow down her neck. Lizzie turned towards him slowly. Her face was covered in blood, but he was more concerned about the emptiness growing in her eyes.
I should have just ended it quietly. We could have been happy.
Lizzie, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, John. There's nothing else I can say to you.
She rushed at him just as he had known she would, but he didn't have the energy to dodge. It didn't matter. She was going to get him in the end anyway. It hurt, but not as much as he had been expecting. He stared at the blood flowing down his body with no real emotion. Weeping, Lizzie leaned forward to kiss him. Her lips were strangely warm. No, it was just that his body was growing warm as the blood rushed out of it. The warmth increased, dissolving what remained of his thoughts, and then it was very cold, but not for long. Hooray!
Dang.
Alright, so clearly, thank you for joining us for Crimson Gray. I think we won. Yeah, okay. Let's hint. I'm just worried about Lizzie. She seems a little emotionally unstable. Unstable? How exactly? It's hard to put my finger on, but what you said about earlier got me thinking, but I'm not sure I feel safe about all the time. But are you still... Oh my god, I can't speak. But you two are still dating, I guess. Then it probably isn't too serious. If she had a severe condition, she probably wouldn't be able to form normal bonds at all. She clearly does. Miss Smythe, do you know something I don't? Just thinking out loud. Apparently Miss Smythe thought he was doing better because she ended their session early and let him go home. On his way out, he spotted Lizzie watching him from the shadows. He smiled at her and she smiled back, but that was all.
Now Miss Smythe's about to die.
And for now, that was enough. John started walking. The school year got away from him a little. Despite everything he'd been through, John found himself returning to something like a routine. He spent some time with Lizzie, but they didn't do anything too intense. Just shorter fun dates, nothing too romantic. The sky still looked very gray to him, but he felt lighter than he had in a long time. On occasion, he still headed to the library to try and look up more about Koitek, to see if he could find out more about Lizzie's condition. It wasn't going terribly well. All he had to do was go on was old microfilm and random ideas, which was part of why he brought Lizzie, but she seemed uninterested. Eventually he sat back and tapped his fingers on the desk, wondering if it was worth continuing. Lizzie, when I was at your house, you made some pretty strong statements about Koitek. Do you know anything about them?
No, I'm sorry, John. I can't really help you. ... It's just a feeling. A strong feeling. Not as strong as the sense that you were the one I was looking for, but I'm certain that they don't want what's best.
Sure, but does any corporation?
This is different.
After that, though, she couldn't explain herself any further. Seeing she didn't like the topic of conversation, John decided to let it go. It's not like we can learn anything meaningful about them. I mean, we're just a couple of kids. It's not like their secrets will be printed on a local paper. Ugh, I burped right at the end. Local paper. Well, we can leave it. We have more immediate concerns, don't we?
Yes, actually, I had something I've been wanting to ask you. The county fair is coming up next month. Can we go together?
Well, I've always thought it was kind of a cheap event, but maybe it wouldn't be so bad with you. Aww.
Yay! I look forward to it.
There's such a healthy relationship. I bet nothing bad will ever happen. It was only later that John remembered something one of his classmates said. Or some of his classmates said. Elementary schoolers went to the fair to play games. Middle schoolers went for the roller coasters. And high schoolers went to get laid. Was that what Lizzie had been meaning to imply? Had he just signed up for more than he realized? But over the next several days, she didn't act any differently and just seemed to look forward to it with innocent anticipation, so it felt awkward to bring up. And the longer he didn't mention it, the stranger it got. And so day by day, they eventually reached the date of the county fair. Lizzie met him at the edge of the fair, shifting from foot to foot eagerly. Her face lit up when she saw him, and she immediately hurried to meet him.
Oh, you're finally here! This is going to be so much fun!
I'm glad to spend time with you, but honestly, I haven't gone to the fair in a few years.
Oh, I'm sure we'll have fun. Besides, the important thing is that people will see us together.
Okay. What?
Dating doesn't really count unless a guy is willing to go to the fair with you. Guys don't talk like that.
No.
What?
No, but I'm happy to be seen with you.
Yay! Let's go see what all they have. Guys don't talk about makeup and sleepovers.
There's such a weird
Yeah.
thing.
Well, I think Lizzie might be a little bit socially distraught, but yeah, I mean that's just my opinion. I don't know anything.
God, if your man doesn't take you to the fair, he doesn't love you.
Yeah, remember,
That's just
lady.
sorry, guys. That's how it is.
There is nothing more badass than respecting a woman. For a while, they just wandered, checking out all the attractions. Since the fair was still getting started up, it was easy to grab some food and cotton candy. Is cotton candy not food? Which Lizzie happily fed him pieces of while they walked.
Saying specifically, they had to mention cotton candy so that they could say because she was feeding him the cotton candy. Also, no, that's just sugar.
Thinking about what being there together meant for her, John realized that he didn't mind. After everything they had been through, boyfriend and girlfriend felt like cheap words. Slut was way more fitting.
Psycho bitch.
He felt like the hardest stretch had been behind him. Yeah, I mean, every relationship goes through the locked in the basement phase. I mean, it's just something you gotta get through, but once you do it, it's just so magically beautiful. He'd seen Lizzie at her worst.
That's a way to put it. That's a way to put it.
Babe, I've seen you at your worst when you locked me up in your basement. I know this is really bad.
If you don't love me when I lock you in the basement, you don't deserve me.
Yeah, you tell her. You tell him. You tell him. He would be happy to be with her at her best.
Ooh, is that a knife throwing booth?
Yo, that's a normal thing to have at a fair. ...
But we don't have to.
Yeah, I did that right.
But we don't have to visit. Come on, let's go this way.
Instead, Lizzie directed them towards a high striker booth. John kind of marveled at it. He'd seen them in pictures, but he hadn't been sure that they actually existed
It
anymore.
was a high
I have
strike.
no fucking
Is it the
idea.
fucking like the comically large hammer game?
It's when you get stoned.
Yeah, it is. It is.
What? Oh.
It is the comically large hammer game where you hit the thing and it
Oh.
goes ding when it hits the.
I thought it was when you get stoned and then you hit
Go on strike.
and yeah. All right. Glad I can make a stoner joke in like the first 10 minutes. Some classmates he barely recognized were trying their luck at the moment, swinging the hammer high overhead and bringing it down onto the target as hard as they could. None of them got the slider more than halfway to the bell.
Because that shit's so rigged.
John, try it.
Man, is there even any point? I'm gonna suck.
Oh, but try.
Giving in, he inserted his coin. That's not the only thing he's gonna insert. Just lifting the hammer felt almost too heavy for him, but Lizzie was watching, and so he couldn't give up. John brought the hammer down as fast as he could. It felt like a strong blow, but the slider barely moved up a quarter of the distance. Some of his watching classmates laughed. See, I'm pathetic.
No, you just haven't learned how to use your string. Here,
Watch her.
help you.
She fucking slams hammer down and fucking bursts.
Knocks the bell off,
yeah.
goes into the
The
stratosphere.
fucking the bell hits the moon.
I'm
Here,
missing on them.
She slid up behind him, wrapping her arms around his and changing his grip on the hammer. With their bodies so close to his, though his watching classmates stopped laughing.
See, you need to throw your body into it. So set your feet like this. Shift your hips a little.
He felt like a little doll being moved by her like that, but the pose she put him into it did feel better. More of his body would be behind the swing now.
Good, good. Now try again.
She backed away and John took a deep breath. If he sucked again, he was going to feel absolutely worthless, but no, he couldn't let himself think that. Instead, he brought the hammer down as hard as he could. To his surprise, it actually made it most of the way up. It didn't ring the bell, but it was better than he'd seen anyone else do.
See? Good job.
She seemed absolutely elated, even with just his mildly improved performance. But despite himself, John found that his mood was improved. They walked away together, ignoring the watchers entirely. I'm surprised you know so much about this kind of thing.
Oh, hammers are interesting. They're just very, very messy.
Haha, I should have known better than to ask. My girlfriend's a psychopath.
you.
You murdering people in the basement. Oh, have a good guffaw. There was a moment of hesitation in her eyes, but she saw his smile and then returned it. At another booth, Lizzie managed to toss every single ring onto the furthest pin. That one or a giant stuffed bear, which she just laughed at and gave him to hold. For a while, he was having a great time, but then still carrying the bear, he heard an unpleasant snicker. Are you fucking serious? You two came here to play with stuffed animals? You came to play with stuffed animals? No, I won a prize at the fair. We're at a fucking fair, you fucking idiot. One of his classmates was there with his girlfriend, pawing at her chest while she giggled and swatted at his hands. Haha, touching women without consent. Anyway, they both leered at John and Lizzie holding hands. I mean, what are you, 12? What, do you have a girlfriend? Hey, babe. The classmates are so fucking retarded.
They're such.
Once thoughts
Taunts might have bothered him, but now John didn't care. Yeah, he fucking taunts him and he just goes, like, he like throws his cap like Mario, like Smash Brothers. Never mind. But now John didn't care. He didn't have even any desire to prove that his friends was wrong. When he
Did that say his friends? That his friends was
it
wrong?
said his friend. I fucked up. I'm just stupid. Sorry.
Why are you? Is he still friends with that motherfucker?
I don't fucking know why he's still friend. When he thought about everything he had been through with Lizzie and felt her squeeze his hand, he just didn't care. Well, my girlfriend's gonna fucking murder you, so.
Come on, let's ditch these losers.
Great choice of voice. His classmate's girlfriend led them away, and John didn't really care about that either. When he gave Lizzie a smile, though, she seemed a little irked. Great word. You can just ignore them, you know.
Yes, but that won't be satisfying.
Come on this way.
I love that you can totally tell she's talking about murder, and it goes, She dragged him into a narrow alleyway between two stalls. A little ways down, there was a closed-off space in between several of the temporary stalls.
Bro, what the?
Fucking, her smirk is so sexy. Holy shit. Look at that sexy smirk, dude. Surrounded on three sides, the sounds of the fair seemed softer. He became very aware of how alone they were as Lizzie slid off her jacket.
Hey, yo.
Hey, bro, what the?
I'm not reading that.
Say that one line, come on.
You want to do something not childish at all?
Yes, I think I do. I know I can be a difficult girlfriend sometimes, but I want you to show you that I can be nice too.
Yeah, so I'm not reading these lines. It's gonna be.
Okay, we're gonna have to blur that.
Yeah.
She dropped to her knees and began teasing at the zipper on his pants. He let out a sharp breath as she managed to pull out his.
Let's just move. Let's move on.
His pretzel sticks. Just relax. I'll take good care of you. I'm so sorry.
I don't.
The air was chilly, but her breath felt incredibly warm. Despite the cold, he found himself getting hard.
Just move on.
Leaning upward, she slid her around his and he couldn't
YouTube
help.
is gonna flag this for softcore porn. We're gonna have to move on.
If you blur it, it's fucking Markiplier played Honey Pop.
Yeah, but it wasn't in depth. There was no in depth descriptions of what was happening.
They talk about masturbating a lot in that game.
Yeah, but like this is like describing every detail.
Okay.
They're like we're gonna have to just skip because we're gonna have to cut this out anyway.
No, I'm not cutting it out. It's important to the story. Okay. I'm here for the gameplay. Okay. Alright. I will barf out the words that I'm censoring them with my voice. So leaning upward, she slid her around his and he couldn't help but they were so soft and warm compared to the air. Lizzie leaned down and kissed the head of his lightly. Then he began to move, slowly at first, but the sight of her wrapped around him was so intense that his began leaking. As they grew slicker, she began to speed up. You can come as fast as you want, or we can go as long as you want. Just enjoy this. The sight of her face smiling up at him while she was giving him a was too much. John had to look away. After a while, he decided not to fight it, just watched her and enjoyed the sensation. Her felt impossibly soft, yet pressed together lightly. But what really drove him over the edge was the pleasure she was taking in it. Lizzie clearly enjoyed sliding her along his murmuring appreciatively about his Oh, okay. Lizzie bent down.
I hate this.
I'm sorry. Lizzie bent down, sliding her lips around the head of his She explored him with her tongue for a while before beginning to suck softly, still sliding her around his length. Overloaded with so much, John soon felt a throbbing deep inside him. Lizzie seemed to sense that he was close and wrapped her lips around his tip.
When her tongue flickered out again, it was too much. The throbbing became a pulse, shooting through his and directly into her mouth. Lizzie eagerly drank it all as if it was the sweetest nectar. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. When he was done, Lizzie suckled him gently for a little longer, then pulled away, wiped her mouth, and smiled at him. I smiled at him angelically. All right, it's over. You good?
No,
You-
I'm scarred for life.
But
I've
it's
seen
kinda
some
hot.
shit, but that was.
but it was kind of hot though. But like it was kind of.
I hate the fact that it was. Oh my god.
He leaned back against the wall, needing a moment to catch his breath. Lizzie seemed to have no trouble, fixing her shirt and then rising to give him a hug. Wow. That felt amazing.
I'm not reading that one.
Good. I liked it too. Maybe you can do more of this sometime.
Shut the fuck up.
The cold air forced him to step away with her, soon to get his back under his pants before it froze. Still, he felt warm, and not just in a sexual way. Soon they headed back out of the alley. John felt like everyone was unnoticed, but no one even looked at them. Actually, things outside seemed different. He frowned and glanced at Lizzie, who paused for a moment, then nodded. Is something wrong?
The sounds in the distance aren't normal. There's too much tension.
As soon as she said it, he realized that she was right. It didn't sound like people talking and having fun. They were upset about something. Without needing to discuss it, they headed toward the source of the commotion. Soon they arrived at a densely packed group of people clustered around a line of police tape. You could see a few cops moving within it, and spitting lights lit the entire scene in strange colors, but he couldn't tell what had happened. Lizzie shook her head, muttering something to herself, not sure how to help her. John found a familiar face in the crowd, and tapped her shoulder. Hey, what's going on? Oh, okay, this classmate's a girl, apparently. It didn't, okay.
Oh, God. It's horrible. Someone from our school was killed.
What? Who?
His face was taken off entirely. They're still trying to identify him.
Oh, shit. Do they know who did it?
They say it. I can't believe this, but they said it was a girl from our school. She stabbed 2 of the police officers, like with a knife. They had to be rushed to the hospital.
Whoa, what about her?
They shot her, seriously. Or at
You
least
sound
that's
like
what I
Koichi
heard.
now.
Koichi?
But yeah, Koichi.
From JoJo?
Yeah. I always have to remember Koichi is JoJo and then Ketchiro is Ghost Stories. And I always like intertwine the two names.
Or at least that's what I heard. I just got here in time to see the body before they covered it up. But I didn't see the violent part.
I don't know what voice I'm doing, by the way.
It's like a mix of Ketchiro and Marge.
I'm just like, I was like, okay, brain, think of a voice, go. And that was the voice I went with.
Mhm.
I see. He wanted to back away in any case, but Lizzie was tugging on his arm. John needed a quick goodbye and let her drag him away from the crowd.
John,
Lizzie, do you know something about this?
you know it wasn't me, right? You trust me, don't you?
I mean, she was with him.
I'm not worried about that. You were with me the entire time. But do you know something?
Okay, exactly.
There was another girl. Not like me, but similar.
In our school? Really?
Her mother knew Abby. They got kicked out of a Koitek program together.
For the same reason? Being pregnant? Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I never liked her. We never really spoke, but I think she could have been capable of this.
Then what do we do? Before she could answer, several unmarked vehicles drove up right into the fairground. The men that emerged from them wore blank uniforms that meant nothing to John, but it immediately filled him with a sense of dread.
What
And
is happening?
I don't
What?
fucking know.
What
dude.
has this become?
In a matter of minutes, they were everywhere. The police were patrolling more seriously. The strange men had taken over the crime scene, and the atmosphere had become tense.
John?
We should go.
Exactly.
She went with him to his door, and he kissed her goodnight. But they both knew that things weren't all right. Not yet. With a cloud of uncertainty hanging over them, he had a very difficult time falling asleep. In the morning, for once John felt brighter than everyone else. The school had the flag at half-mast in the morning, and the class was canceled so they could have a special assembly about the incident. It seemed to have shaken everyone else to the core, but John felt fine.
He'd seen it happen, seen what Lizzie did, but he just felt comfortably numb. I have become comfortably
Did
numb.
Crimson Gray just made a Pink Floyd reference? I bet that renewed your faith in the game, right?
No.
Oh.
I'm glad they made a Pink. Well, not a Pink Floyd reference. Not. It's a Pink Floyd song, which is cool, but I still am not very happy with the game.
I don't know what ruined it for you. Was there some specific event that made you uncomfortable? Or... Of course, even at his brightest, he didn't exactly look happy, so no one gave him a second thought. Most students were wrapped up in themselves anyway. After school, he received a note from Miss Smythe saying he should come in to talk about how he felt about the whole thing. Not really necessary, but he appreciated her concern. Until he got inside. Lizzie sat in a chair, obviously uncomfortable, while Miss Smythe sat nearby, sorting through several bottles of Koitek drugs. Ah, John, glad you could make it. Sure, why is Lizzie here? There are a lot of traumatized couples in the wake of the incident. I thought I should do some counseling so no one makes decisions they regret. Oh, thank you. Is that really necessary? While he spoke, he managed to catch Lizzie's eye. All he saw there was uncertainty, but she was hard to read. Go ahead, John. Sit down. I hope this hasn't been too hard on you.
I'm not hard yet.
I'm managing. It's hard to believe. The reality was probably set in increasingly over time. What?
The reality will probably
Sorry. I was like, my brain read that sentence like 5 times. I'm like, what the fuck is it trying to say? I think it might actually be good to increase your dosage.
Why does he need to take more?
Lizzie, you have to understand. John isn't well.
There's nothing wrong with him. He just needs a little help.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. That's what she said. That's true, though. Now that you speak up, Lizzie, have you ever considered taking some medication yourself? Your behavior could probably
This
use
is where she does.
You could probably use some normalizing. Well, what is that supposed to mean? I'm talking to her, not you. Lizzie, would you be willing to take a few medications?
Yeah, okay. Why is she fine with this? ...
I was afraid of that. Whoa, we're fucking eyes. Look at him. Without warning, Miss Smythe stuck Lizzie's arm with something that glinted silver. He only saw a glimpse of what looked like a syringe before Miss Smythe pulled back and it was hidden in her sleeve. The effect on Lizzie was instantaneous. She grimaced and dropped to the floor, gripping her arm. John tried to go over to her, but Miss Smythe moved to stop him. You should stay away. She isn't stable. What the hell did you do to her? There was nothing but confirmation of what I already suspected, John. I'm sorry, but Lizzie is not a normal girl.
No way.
What? What? This whole game she's been like perfectly normal. What?
How did you know? How did you know?
You reading my mind, man.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a plot twist. I wasn't expecting this. Shut up. Don't say that. No, you don't understand. She was exposed to the same chemicals as the murderer last night. Without heavy medication, there's no way she can be normal. But she said she would take it. She lied. I don't know how, but she somehow gained a degree of stability. Without any moral compass, that makes her far more dangerous. I'm sorry, John, but she needs to be sedated for her own good.
Ah, a sedative? Maybe for you?
Laughing wildly, Lizzie lunged forward. Her knife flickered out and stabbed Miss Smythe's chest. The older woman stared in shock, struggling. Why is he saying the older woman? You know her name. Struggling with Lizzie's arm, but couldn't prevent the second stab, or the third, or the fourth. John could only stare in horror as Lizzie stabbed her over and over again. His mind was completely and utterly blank. Still stabbing repeatedly, Lizzie looked up at him. She gave a tearful smile, broken by the occasional laugh.
I'm sorry, John. It's too strong.
It's in my mind.
Lizzie, what's going on?
The drug she gave me. I won't be able to hold back. If I stay, it'll hurt you. I couldn't live with myself if that happened. I'm sorry, John. I have to go away.
Oh, no. Meanwhile, in his head, he's like, yeah, celebrate good time. Away? But...
Do you love me, John?
No. I mean, yeah. I love you, Lizzie.
I'm so happy. I love you too. Forever.
And then Lizzie sliced through her own throat.
Oh!
John stared in horror as her body slumped to the ground, light going out of her eyes. He wasn't sure how long he stood there. Somehow, by the time they found him, he was holding her body and weeping. He couldn't feel the tears or hear anything they said. The events of the following days barely penetrated the gray fog filling his mind. There was an investigation. He was declared just a victim. Everyone offered to him sympathy that they had never offered before, and he didn't care. Everyone chose to forget about the string of murders and got back to their lives, leaving him kneeling with her body until the world was nothing but an endless gray. Game over.
I think Fall Out Boy said it best. Love, sex, death.
Hope glimmers stronger on another path. Restart the game for a better result.
No, that's the best result. Except
Okay.
for that one part.
So, controversial take, but I actually think we're going to end the series here. I think this is going to be the finale. If you want the good ending, feel free to play this game. Try and find it for yourself. It's only $10. It's on Steam and itch.io. But yeah, I think someone, not me, but I'm not naming names, is a little bit tired of this game. And also, for you horny viewers, there is another sex scene, so try and find that one. Good luck with that.
Sick fuck.
So, if you want that, there's also that for you. So, or you can just look it up. Anyway, we'll see you next time on the Council of Goatmen. Goodbye, everybody.